Every haunting has a beginning and an end, but in this place, one becomes the other. Step closer, the lantern's glow will guide you. What you are about to hear are true stories of hauntings all over the world. Welcome to Help, I'm Haunted. Every haunting has a beginning and an end, but in this place, one becomes the other. Step closer, the lantern's glow will guide you. What you are about to hear are true stories of hauntings all over the world. Welcome to Help, I'm Haunted. Hello, everybody. Now I'm here after going through 2 intros, and thanks to StreamYard, I couldn't get everything started today. But hello, my darlings. Welcome to Help, I'm Haunted. And oh, it's been haunting. And it's been a lot of haunting with these cases that we've got going on. But you know what? We're going to go from one scary situation to another. And I'm going to tell you a couple of stories tonight that I experienced myself. And yeah, they're scary. I'm so glad I see a lot of you have your snacks. Everything is in place. Now, I want to ask you a question first, and it's important. For tomorrow's WZLD radio, would you like to have one episode where Lord Gregor talks about, I have a topic in mind. He talks about something. If you want to just kind of kick off the spooky, put a 1 in the chat. If you put a 2, that's okay too. I am going to have him come in and host WZLD every Friday in October. But if you want a little something for tomorrow, let me know, because I got to round him up, and I got to tell him something. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Good show. Okay. The vote is on if you're watching. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Today is Thursday, August the 13th. Wow. It almost feels like Friday the 13th, right? It is Thursday the 13th at 7 p.m. It is hotter than you know where, and it is something. It is really something. My lighting is off. I can see that now. I just look odd. Okay, it doesn't matter. Tonight, I've got some scary stories for you. You're going to really like them, but first, I want to tell you that one of you darlings sent me a gift, and this time Amazon sent me a little thing that tells me who it was from. So tonight I want to say to Adele, thank you. Adele sent from my Amazon wish list. I went in there and I ramped it up a little bit because, you know, now we're doing more cases with the still case. And my darling, I've got wads of paper like this. So I'm going to be starting to put them in notebooks because, you know what, even though the journals are good, I can't put everything in the journals, and we're doing a lot in there. So, my darlings, thank you so much. And thank you to Adele. She sent me cat food. They're so happy. Thank you. And look at this, Brenda, Fort Monroe, Virginia. And you're going to see that I talk about Fort Monroe in my new book that is coming out. Hopefully that will be completed and with the printer tomorrow, if not Saturday. And then those who got signed editions, as soon as I get them, boom, they'll be signed and out to you. So that's it. But first of all, I want to thank and welcome True Oracle. Thank you so much for being here, True Oracle. Mrs. Marie, I know that you're watching. And I also want to thank my beautiful mods. Thank you so much. Yeah, my Venmo is missing for right now, but I am going to put it up again. Thank you for the reminder. But thank you for my beautiful mods, Captain Jerry, Terry, and Patty. I love it that they're here. You know why? Because they've got my back. And if they've got my back, they've got yours. And that's what it's all about. Hello, hello, my beautiful darlings. Okay. Do you like my hair down? Well, I'll tell you what did it. It was getting a little fried because of the weather. And when I started using that Avon stuff, the leave-in conditioner with the coconut oil, and then I got some with the rice water. Look how shiny my hair is. And it is an excellent detangler. It is excellent for curly hair, straight hair, coarse, thin, you name it. It is excellent for that. And I'm also going to tell you another thing. Okay, fireplace. We're going to add the fireplace by popular demand. Let me get the fireplace going. Let me light a fire. It's only 100 degrees here. But while we're here, we need that comfort, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay, we're going to light the fire. Give me a second. Here we are. I'll turn it down just a little bit because we don't want it too loud. There we are. Okay. I'm going to tell you another thing. I'm trying out new perfume scents because I'm going to quite tell you. I am so tired of spending a week's worth of wages on a perfume bottle. It used to be you could pick up a nice, decent, high-end perfume. And hello, there is Mrs. Marie, True Oracle. Hello, my darling. How are you? But I'm going to tell you what I found. And you know I'm always finding something because you know what? Especially when it's over 100 degrees or even when it's over 80. Well, anytime. I want to smell exceptional. I want to smell good. I went out to the post office today, and I'm going to show you what I wore. Yes, this is an Avon thing, but I got to share it with you because that's just the way it is. This is called Cherry Vivitor. This is the box that it comes in. This is Avon, and I am going to tell you it smells like high-end. And they even have these small vials. This is what it comes now. This one is vanilla rose, and I'm going to tell you what they smell like $1 million. I told somebody today they smell like high-end, and he said, high-end? I said, no happy poop. They smell like high-end. This is another one, and it's got this little plastic bottle. I like these sizes, and I keep them in the refrigerator because they last longer. So I'm going to show you really quickly on the website. Let me share this, and then we're going to get started because this is what I do. Hello, this is what I do. So I'm going to share the screen really quick. Here we are. It is called Laird. There we are. And you can go on here. Now, when you click on these, it tells you this is pink saffron, red orchid, and warm amber. And amber, apple blossom, honeysuckle, nectar, and vanilla orchid. This is the one I have, sweet cherry, violet, and rich vetiver, or vetiver. I don't say that correctly, and I'm sorry. It is vetiver. Over here we have clementine, poppy flowers. You get it. But this is the one that I have. And this is honeysuckle blossom hair and body mist. And they even have a candle with a wooden wick, orange blossom, creamy coconut, and warm vanilla. It is that yummy. And they smell terrific, my darlings. So check them out. And they are very reasonably priced. And believe me, they don't lose their scent. I hate it when you get a really nice smelling perfume and 2 hours later you have to keep reapplying. That's for the birds. I don't like it. We've got some birthdays. We have some birthdays. Michelle is 67 years old, wild today. Welcome. Welcome to the fold. Another trip around the sun and the moon. I'll see you there. Grab your broom. Hip hop, hooray, hallelujah. Let's sing, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michelle. Happy birthday to you and many more. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, welcome. Thank you. I'm so happy that you're here. Let me see if I can get this to activate. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Who knows? I don't know. But happy birthday and thanks for spending it with us. I love it. I love it. Okay. I love the perfume. Listen, I love perfume. I do too. And I used to wear some really, really high-end stuff. And I don't do it anymore. I just don't do it. And I'm not gonna. Hold on, let me see something. Carrie, bless you, my darling. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey, for your loss. Thank you for being with us, and I hope we can cheer you up a little bit. Thank you so much for your generosity. I appreciate you so much. Next March, I will be 67. That means I will be reading for 52 years. Could I please post a list of all our programs? Well, his comes out as soon as I can get them done. And I'm sorry, there's not really a schedule, but there needs to be, because his are a little time consuming to make. You can see that by the one that I posted yesterday. But I do post them on the community tabs, so you might want to check those out. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started. Let me see. Do we have another birthday? Do we have another birthday? I know. I like those too. I used to, I was a Mademoiselle. I was a Chanel girl. And it's like, ugh. Oh, I do remember Charles Ritz. Oh my God. I do. That's a blast of the past. My mother back in the 50s, she still had a little blue, it was a cobalt blue bottle. It was called Evening in Paris. Evening and thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy. Thank you that you love the channel. Thank you for your gift. Yeah, remember Evening in Paris? Remember that one? Hello, it was a great one. All right. My birthday is Monday. We'll sing for you on Saturday night, okay? We'll sing Saturday. Thank you so much, my darling. Thank you. I work hard on that. I work hard on the story. Sometimes I'm taken back by some of those things, but I just go with the flow. So there. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Coco, Mademoiselle. Yes. Yes. Hello. I'm that too. But you know what? I don't wear that every day. Maybe special occasions. This, and look at the label on the back of that. It is so pretty. And believe me, this feels substantial. It feels nice. Let me take this cap off. You see there? That's, oh. I'm all about. So I like to wear it. I like to wear it every day. And that way it's not, sometimes I say, but I get small vials anymore because do you believe, I do you believe that the heat ruins your perfume? I do. That's why I keep it in the refrigerator. It lasts a little longer. Oh my goodness. Joy, Jane Nate. You know the story I told you about that. Jean Nate, Rive Gauche. I know. I love it. Oh my God. Taboo. I've got the funniest story about Taboo, and I have to tell you. I found taboo when I was 16 years old because of the commercials on TV. I was intrigued by the commercials. Pardon me. So as the time went on, I couldn't smell it when I would put it on. I don't know why, but believe me, other people knew when I was coming. And we went on a family vacation, and I doused myself so much because I couldn't smell. I don't know why. Have you ever had that? But I doused myself in that taboo to the point where my family, they had to have the windows down in the car. It was that funny. And then, you know, I had to, when we stopped, I had to go into the ladies' room and wash some of it off and was told, don't do that again. Yeah. Because taboo is very heavy and it gets more heavy. Okay. Maybe we are looking at incorrectly. What if was involved in border crossings that were not legal? I don't know. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think so. But we're not talking about that tonight. Okay. Saturday night, we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to be going and doing a little remote around the one house of A&T, not to be confused with A&P, but A&T. And we'll fly over. Yes, we will fly over and take a look at Nancy's. And we may fly around the neighborhood a little bit and just see. Captain Harris, you're absolutely right. I have seasonal scents. Like this one, this fall, I won't wear the cherry. I'll wear something else. So yeah, it's exactly right. Oscar de Leon. Oh my gosh, I know. I know. I love Oscar. I love that. I love it. 73 years young, Brenda. Hello. We're not going to forget you Saturday night. We're not going to forget you. You're very welcome, my darlings. You're welcome. Thanks for being here with us. Okay. Now, give me a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to tell you, some of you were asking about the ring that I had that was like my mother's as a vintage ring. We are now in campaign 17, and this comes out in campaign 18, and it has actually a stick pin that goes along with it. Oh, so I can't wait for that too. Eye pencils, lip pencils, eyebrow pencils, waterproof or not, are all on sale. Buy one, get one. It's cheaper than $2.99. And they are just as good. If you knew the markup, because I used to work for Lancome, Bare Minerals, and Clinique at Nordstrom. If you knew the markup, oh, Magie Noir. Oh, I love that one, pickles. Yeah. If you knew the markup, it's there. Okay, my darlings. Give me a second. Yeah, the stick pins. I forgot about it too, but I'm going to get one because my mom had it. And you know what? Bare Minerals isn't like it used to. Isn't like it used to be. I was that girl that stood in front of the entrance at Nordstrom's with a little Bare Minerals thing and a big brush and say, would you like to try this? Okay. I love stick pins. I love it all. By the way, Halloween is on a Saturday night. I know what I'm going to be. And it is, next day is daylight saving. We have another hour of Halloween. Hello today. That was good news for me today. Yes, The trial with Lindsay Clancy was heartbreaking over the last couple of days. We have a little reprieve tomorrow. And then Saturday night, we're going to be talking about Nancy Guthrie. Hello, and other things. I got to see Rosemary Scapicchio today. Yes, yes, yes. She is fantastic. She had this blue outfit on. And if you want to look and know what blue it was, it's the color of my mods, of what my mods text is in the chat. And a little white jacket. She sat there, and I'm thinking, be afraid. Be very afraid. Except, did you hear what Massachusetts said in the Miles King case? Oh, no. Proctor didn't have anything to do with that. Rosemary is ticked off. No, it wasn't because of Proctor's investigation. No. I'll tell you why they did that. It wasn't because of any legal precedents. It's because Massachusetts knows that if they start digging into each one of those cases that Proctor had his little grubby hands on, that it was going to start costing them a little dolardos, and they most likely would have to back up, release some people that should never have been convicted, and start paying out restitution. That's most likely. Now listen, it's my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. Wait, most of you know the Clancy, the Lindsay Clancy case, whatever, but I've got to show you this. Hello, I'm not a prosecutor. I just look like one, but I play one on TV. I belong to Bowen Law, you know, the Special Victims Unit. Hello. I'm not a prosecutor. You all know what I'm talking about. Okay. I've got Riley here beside me. Let's go. All right. So here's the deal. Those are the two most hated women on the internet right now. Rosemary Scapicchio is a beast. I don't remember they need to start running. Run, right? Now listen, another thing, the stupid bows. In fact, don't tell me that there's not bias, because that one prosecutor showed up at the children's funeral. We're not going to get started. Anyway, I'm waiting for Dr. La Posada. Tonight's stories are some that happened a while ago and are unexplained. And sometimes I don't. I've got some unexplained things all over the place. Pardon me. But in fact, I got an unexplained story in my book. You guys are going to really like it. And it's a happy ending, but wow. It was intense. But tonight, my darling, we're going to start off. Have you ever heard of a haunted grocery store? Well, I had this experience, and this was back in the day. Now, I was in Ohio at this time. I was 17 years old, and I had already had some experience. The Avon ring is the vintage, but it's not out. It's not available yet. It will be the next campaign. So another few weeks. I had some experience in the paranormal, and especially missing cases, but I hadn't been experienced at all. I thought, I'm going to tell you, I really just thought that I was Queen Poop of Turd Island. I'm just going to tell you, I just thought that I was. I admit it. You know, I tooted my own horn a couple of times, and I got knocked down. Not physically, but spiritually, pardon me. There's one person sitting here, and there's one over here. So my mom sent me to the grocery store. I was driving, had a nice little Malibu, and I was messing around. Yeah, the two cats, there's one here and one here. Um, my two furry supervisors watching me, as in, oh, right? That kind of look. That looked like, okay, fine. So mom asked me to go to the grocery store. I messed around and waited too late. I told her that I was going to go, but I was only going to go after I went out with my friends or before, and she didn't need anything that was dire straits. So she said, okay, that's fine. Mom trusted me. That's fine. And remember, no cell phones, no anything. I go to this grocery store. This grocery store used to be in an old building, and there were some things there that my mom really liked to get because it was like a farm market. So it wasn't your typical A&P or Publix or Kroger or Albertsons or any of those grocery stores, not the big chains at all. Nothing, no Walmart, no Meijer, no nothing. In fact, I think part of it was an old barn. And so I was there too late. I pulled up and had to go to the bathroom. So I was shopping. They had this little announcement come over. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring your purchases to the front. We will be closing in 5 minutes. Now, this place was pretty big. I want you to consider like a barn, right? Only it had a few little modern conveniences they put, but there, I mean, some of it still kind of smelled like a barn, as in hay, straw, no animal smells, but hay, straw. They put cold storage in, they put a meat department in, they put all those things in, but it was a lot of produce. And it was very, very, it was very convenient, but it was the coolest grocery store. If I could have a grocery store, this is exactly what it would be. Give me a second, pardon me. I'm so sorry. The two people that I tell you about kind of mess with my lighting, by rubbing. Hello, Mommy. Remember that we're here. All right. So I'm there. I have my little basket. Now there's electric in this place. There's bathrooms. And I went to the bathroom. I was getting ready to go out. So I stood in the bathroom. Combing my hair. Had my basket with me. Combing my hair. It had about 3 or 4 stalls. I went and looked into the stalls. I wanted to make sure nobody else was in there. I'm in there doing my lipstick, combing my hair, doing this. And before you know it, the lights in the bathroom went out. And I thought, what the heck? It was darker than, and you couldn't see a thing. And I was stunned. And I'm thinking, what's going on? So I reached for the bathroom door. I opened it, and the whole store was dark. I thought, oh, heck. Because listen, living in the Midwest, you kind of get used to when storms come, they knock out the electric and everything else, so it's not unheard of. And I thought, were we supposed to get a storm? Duh. I swear I was not even blonde then. But my mind was just distracted on going out with my boyfriend and going to get peach pie and coffee or do whatever it was that we were going to do. all my girlfriends. So I walk out. The bathroom door closes behind me. It's on one of those, things. Not a big deal. I'm walking through the store, and there's no one there. I'm thinking, okay, what is happening here? I go up to the front, and the register's drawers are all pulled out, and those little things in the drawers are all up. The money is gone. And I'm thinking, oh, the store has closed and I'm here. I walked around and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I walked to the front of the store. Now, the front of the store had big plate glass windows, but they had like a sun guard film on them. So you couldn't really see in and you couldn't really see out. And it was like, oh, heck, what am I going to do? So the first thing is, I went ahead and I went to where I thought the office was, because I couldn't find a phone. I thought if I find a phone, I can call the police and tell them that I'm here. Couldn't get in the office. It was locked. So there was no phone, no pool, no pets, right? There was no phone, no nothing. And I thought, oh, heck. So I'm standing up by the front of the store, and this store is kind of out in a field because it was a barn. It was part of a farmer's market. And I'm standing there thinking, nobody's going to see me. And the first thing I'm thinking is, I'm going to die in a grocery store. I'm going to die among the Ajax and the Nestle's Quick. What am I going to do? So I'm walking around. All of a sudden, I see somebody, you know how like when you're on the end of the aisle and you're walking through and you're looking down aisles. Now there were some very, very dim lights, and you know how your eyes get accustomed to the dark, and they were accustomed. So I'm walking. All of a sudden, I'm walking through and I see on the other end of these aisles, it looks like a man was walking through there too. Now, I didn't think anything about it, except that this was a man. What am I going to do? Now, I wasn't thinking anything about, was I hungry? Was I thirsty? No, not at that time. And even if I were, there was that part of me that you don't take any of that. It's not mine. You're not paying for it. You don't eat. You don't drink. None of that. So I start kind of running, right? I start kind of running, and I'm like, hey, I'm locked in here. Hey. And I get to the end, and I see in the mirrors, you know how they have the mirrors up in the grocery store, you can see now, there wasn't anybody there. I didn't think anything about it. I thought, well, maybe he walked in the back. So I go around and I'm looking, and there's no back. There's no back. And I thought, well, there's got to be some type of back room, storage room. So you know how they have those in the back. And I went in the back, and you know, they're like those doors that go in and out. So I go in there and I'm like, hello, I'm locked in here. Can you help me? And I'm walking around. I'm walking. And it was dark. It was dark in this back room. I didn't hear anything. And I thought, well, maybe there's got to be a garage door. There's got to be some place where they can load up. And I'm kind of peeking around, and I went over to this garage door, and I tried to like um, move it up, and nothing. It was locked. It was like a regular metal door. And I thought, oh my heck. And then I'm thinking, oh, well, my boyfriend, right? You always think of your boyfriend when you're 17. My boyfriend is probably missing me. He knows I was coming here, so if he pulls up, he'll see my car. And if I see lights, so I'm running to the front of the store. What happens when I run to the front of the store is I caught my shoe on one of those display things because I couldn't see very well, and splat, down I go. That knocked the air out of me, and I'm thinking, oh, now I'm going to die on the floor between the Ajax and the Nestle Quick, and I'm in trouble. Now, this hadn't been maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And I thought, if I'm locked in here, this joint doesn't open until 6 a.m. I'm going to be here all night. Nobody's going to find me. And then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. My boyfriend's not going to think about me. He's just going to think that I'm not showing up. So now I finally get up, and I'm thinking, I'm about, and at that back then I didn't carry much of like a purse with me or something. Sometimes it was just like maybe it was a little purse on a strap or something, or if I had pockets, I would put like a little coin purse with my ID or something in it. It wasn't like my purse went fall all over. I get up to the front, and I see this reflection behind me past the cashiers. And I thought, oh heck. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. In 1977, there wasn't no cell phones. We just didn't even think about it. Megaphone, maybe. So I thought, it doesn't make any sense for me to sit here and scream. Then I saw this guy's reflection. And I turned around, and there wasn't anybody there. And then when I turned here, there's a reflection, and I turned around, and I thought, oh heck, I've got company. Now, the one thing that I did do, and you can believe me, that ate at my heart until they opened the next day, that I could make it right. And in fact, I did even one thing further. Up near the registers, where they have all the little things that you can't not grab when you're checking out. Well, see, there was no payphones or anything in there. It was just there's nothing. This was a farm market type in a barn where I grew up. And it was just, of course, now it's not like that. They really expanded because now it's, whatever. So now the phone was in the office, and the office was locked with all the money. I didn't want the money. I wanted the phone. So they had one of the lighters up front. And I think it was like 99 cents or something. This is me. I put $1 in the cash register and put the little clip down. Because I would think that I was stealing something if I did that. So I put $1 out of my little Percy thing. Worried about that. Hello. I get the little Bic flick. Oh, look, hello. I get the little Bic flick. And I'm walking through. And I know that if I'm ridiculous, that I'm not going to have that lighter long because I'll use up all that lighter fluid. And I didn't see any place with any candles, and I just didn't want to, hello, let's just start a bonfire. So I didn't want to do any of that because you never know, right? And there was no way for me to get out. So there was no fire alarms back then, my darling. There was this was farm barn market. There was nothing like that. And believe me, if I would have done that, I would have had to be more scared of my stepdad than I would of any paranormal. Believe me, I was ready to face this. I wouldn't want to face that. So finally, I'm walking around, flicking my Bic. I have to go to the bathroom again. So I'm thinking, okay. So I go in the bathroom and I lock the door behind me because I'm thinking, I don't know if somebody is in here or not. And I certainly wouldn't want to get a surprise on the loo. So I'm in there and I'm quiet as a mouse. All of the sudden, bam, 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 on this metal door. And I'm going to tell you what, I came up out of there. And listen, that's when I was a lot more athletic. And up came the drawers. I finished the paperwork. Up came the drawers, and I jumped up on on the toilet rim. Because I thought if somebody comes in here and looks under, and I'd lock the door, if they look under, they're not going to see my feet. Hello. And I'm crouching down like that. And so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I take the porcelain back, the lid off the toilet, and I'm standing in the bathroom, and I'm thinking, if somebody comes in here, he's going to have a headache. He's not going to see. My eyes were adjusted to the dark by this time, and my little Bic lighter was in my pocket. So I'm standing there with this toilet thing. Hello. This toilet lid. Now this thing is heavy. Oh, I don't know what caused that, but thank you. We'll take it. This toilet is heavy. And I'm going to tell you something. I was terrified. I seriously was terrified. It finally stopped. I didn't hear any footsteps. I didn't hear anything. So finally I got up enough nerve. I thought, I can't sit in this bathroom. So what do? I'm taking water out of the sink, drinking it, splashing my face, trying to get a hold of myself. I finally walk out of the bathroom. There was literally no one there. I thought, well, because they did have lights that were kind of like, not a floodlight, but more of a security light on the front, on the top of each side of the barn, that kind of shone on the parking lot. And I thought, oh, I'm so close, and there my car is sitting right there, and I just can't even reach my car. And I'm thinking, has nobody came here? Any other time I would be towed. Is nobody here? I go up there again, and I'm kind of looking over my shoulder to see if there's this reflection in the window, and there wasn't any. Hi, baby. Hi, Angel. Oh, my darling. Hello. Hi, baby. Hi. Isn't that cute? Yeah, it's so cute. Your Aunt Zelda's stuck in a grocery store, and she's fighting off the bad guy, but I'm here. All right. So there's no one. And there's no one coming. There's no phones. There's no lights. There's no pool. There's no pets. There's nothing in that store. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So I still looked around to try to find And I would go over and try the doors, and I thought, well, maybe if I try the doors, the police will show up. No, I'm in the middle of farm country. Nobody does that kind of thing. And it would have to be the sheriff, and it would probably take them longer to get out there than 6 a.m. By this time, evidently my mom thought I was out having a good time. Wasn't going to come home for a little while. By this time, my boyfriend thought that I was probably at home and didn't want to call because he didn't want to get me in trouble. So nobody knew I was there. So I'm sitting there at the front trying to figure out what to do. And there's no way I'm hungry. I can tell you this, there is zero appetite, nothing. All of a sudden I hear something in one of the aisles. And I'm thinking, well, I better go find out if somebody is here because, that's the worst thing, right? You don't want anybody sneaking up on you. You want to be prepared. The toilet lid thing was still in the bathroom. So I kind of went sneaking through there and looking down the aisles, and some canned things had fallen off the shelf. And as I looked in the aisle, there was a can of corn, Green Giant. Can of corn falls off the shelf right in front of me and starts rolling down the aisle. I'm standing there thinking, you gotta be flipping well kidding me. And then I start singing, is there something that I've done in my life that I deserve this? I'm sitting here thinking, then, am I not supposed to be in this business? Am I not? Can you please call somebody on my behalf, Father? Can you please? But please don't call my dad because I'll get in trouble. It wasn't the niblets. It was anyway. I go back up to the front again, and I'm standing up there because I'm thinking now, I didn't even touch the cans. And I'm thinking now, oh boy, I'm in the middle of a something here. I'm in the middle of it. Now think about, I'm a 17-year-old girl dressed like I'm 17 and all that. And I'm in the front of this grocery store farm market. I was scared to death. It's funny now, but at the time I was scared to death. So I'm sitting there and I've calmed down a little bit. And I thought, well, I got a magazine because this way, I could get a magazine. I could look at a magazine and I wasn't stealing. I could just read it and put it back. That was my idea. So I get a magazine and I'm sitting up front on one of the little conveyor belts by the cashier. I'm sitting there trying to hold this magazine in front of the window and look at it, and I'm thinking, oh. And of course, back then, my darlings, the magazine of choice was Cosmopolitan. Oh, stop it. Every makeup tip, every dressing, everything. They didn't have recipes. They had recipe for how you better look and your hair and the makeup. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, isn't she pretty? I wouldn't mind looking like that. She's so pretty. Look, all of a sudden, I look up and there's that shadow. Not a shadow. It was not a full body operation or apparition. It was just a half, like standing back there, looking at me. How to Please a Man, and every women's poll that you could imagine was in that Cosmopolitan magazine. I was here for it. Brother, I saved up my pennies every week because I had bills to pay when I was 17 and I had chores to do. And I saved my pennies every week to buy that Cosmopolitan when it would come out monthly. I didn't care what it was rated. How to seduce a man in 5 easy steps. You guys get it. All right. So now I didn't have to worry about it then, but I was reading. There, I look up and there's this person-shaped man behind me. I turned around and I'm just going to say this. For probably the first time in my life and last, I left out one of those B-movie screams that afterward I was seriously happy about it because it sounded great. And those acoustics, because remember, back then when I was 17, I was in the throes of all of these musical operettas and everything else. So my voice projected, and boy, that scream came out like a high C. I'm not kidding. That scared me so bad. But he didn't leave. He just stood right there looking at me. Finally, I just said, I don't know who or what you are, but if you can't find me a way out of here, pal, you and I are in here tonight together. And I may have a new boyfriend by the time the night is over. Because I also want to tell you, when I was 16, 17, and 18, I was a smart aleck. And boy, you could not even, my mouth was not like a sailor because I would have gotten in trouble. But boy, any combination that I could have, listen. Finally, there you go, Sarah and Schaukenhorn, until I completed steps 4 and 5. Absolutely. Finally, I just sat there. Now listen, I was shaking so bad. I didn't have any understanding that he wasn't looking at me. He was just there. It was an energy that was just there. He wasn't looking at me. I was like, like this. I was so scared by this time. By this time, there was a clock on the wall. It was 12:35 the next morning. And I thought, somebody's got to be missing me. My mother is probably home scared to death. My boyfriend, who knows where he was? Pardon me. My boyfriend was nowhere to be found. You didn't know where he was or where he was going. Oh, listen, I was grounded probably more in my 17th year than I was ever grounded in my life. I popped off every daggone time I could get. And my boyfriend had to come over and save me a couple of times. Seriously. So I'm sitting there and it's 2:30 in the morning and I got to go to the bathroom so bad that I didn't know what I was going to do because I thought, oh my gosh, I can't hold this. What am I going to do? So I thought, well, there's only one thing that you can do, you dork. You got to go back to the bathroom because what else are you going to do? You're not going to drop trowel right here. So I'm back in the bathroom and I'm locking the door again. And I take the back of the toilet off just in case. I'm there holding my breath and nothing happened. Nothing. And I thought, okay, now I don't have to worry. I'm up, even in the dark and in the throes of paranormal fright, I wash my hands. So I'm standing in front of the sink, washing my hands, and all of a sudden, pound, 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 pound on that metal door. Now I'm going to tell you what. At that point, I seriously knew what it was like for your soul to just kind of disconnect. That scared me so bad, I just could not even, I couldn't scream at that point. Now I was getting mad because he was scaring me. So I'm done drying my hands because Cosmopolitan says you can't have hands that feel scaly. You have to dry your hand. Okay, anyway. Dry my hands. I throw open that door and I said, whoever you are, you need to leave me alone. All I want to do is go home. I don't know what you're doing. I go back up to the front again. By now, it's about 1:45, 2 in the morning. Finally, all of a sudden I see car lights coming up. Now listen, this was no place where what do I want to say? It was out in the middle of God's country because only God could find it. That's what I'm telling you. But now there's car lights coming up the drive, this road to get to this barn, to get to the market. Now this market was big. I'm just going to tell you something. This was no little weenie convenience store. This had a meat department and it had a huge produce department, and they would lift these awnings like a pole barn and whatever. And of course all that was closed. Finally, they come up to the front and yes, hello, thank you for being here. They come up to the front and they see my car. I didn't care who it was. I'm standing in front of that window because remember they had that film on so you couldn't see in because sun ruins produce, it ruins all kinds of things. And I knew that. So I'm up against the window like this, hoping that they could see me. All of a sudden, those were the days that had red lights. A red light goes on, and I'm thinking, I'm saved. So they're sitting out there, and I know what they were doing. They were running my tag. I'm sitting out there, and then all of a sudden, here comes another car. And I'm thinking, oh, that's great. Now it's almost 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and what are they going to do? Are they just going to leave me? So finally, I'm like, and I know you could see the glass moving from the inside. Finally, there's a cop that gets out, comes over, and I'm like, help me, I'm stuck in the store. And as soon as he heard that, he runs back to I knew what he was doing. He was making a few phone calls. Within about 30 minutes, there's this old pickup truck, fenders flapping in the wind, comes rolling up through and just like, right, just like throwing gravel, because it's gravel. There wasn't any pavement. It's all gravel. We're out in the middle of, this guy jumps out. I'm seeing all this take place, thinking, I'm in the twilight zone. I'm in the twilight zone. Oh no, if I would have busted that window, oh my God, my dad, no, I was more afraid of that than anything. So now I see this guy, and he's fumbling with these keys. I knew at that point he knew it was urgent, because you know what happens. In any scary B movie, when you're trying to pick the key out, you're fumbling, and what does he do? He drops one. So now it's in the gravel, and these cops are over there with these big flashlights, and they're showing they're and I'm standing here like this thinking, it's a good thing I'm not in labor. So they're shining these lights on the ground, and finally, eureka! Somebody pulls up and they're holding up the key. They run to the door, they open the door, and they come in. And when they looked, I must have been a sight. Now, listen, back then I had long hair, it was permed, and being the Cosmo girl that I was, I constantly looked like I fell face first into a makeup bucket. So I probably had this, hair that made Pamela Anderson feel like a wiener, and makeup and those big smoky eyes and false eyelashes and all this stuff. And they're looking at me like, what in the absolute heck? And by that time, I was shaking so bad, and I'm like, you locked me in your store. I got locked. I was in the bathroom, and you locked me in. Well, this cop, not the one that pulled up first, but the one that pulled up and was standing out there, is howling and laughing so hard. And I told him, howl and laugh and see what happens. Well, he kind of took that a little serious. And he looked at me and he said, young lady. And I said, listen, you have to understand, I've been in here since they closed. I had a date. I had friends. And I have not taken one thing. Go over. In fact, I'll return that lighter. I'm going to put it right here, and there's $1 in that register. And this other guy now is laughing. The owner of the market is like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. We should check from now on. I said, go back to the bathrooms and check. You locked me in. And I didn't really say, when I was there spoofing up my hair and teasing it a little bit more so it would look like it was out here, and I would have to go sideways in and out of a door. The 70s. So I told him, I said, who's in here with me? And all of a sudden, that man's face was serious. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, can I leave? Can I get out of here first? Am I allowed to leave this store? Can we go outside? And he said, yes, of course. And then he goes through, is anyone else here? I said, there's no one else here except whoever threw those cans of corn on aisle 14. I have no. And he's looking at me. And whoever's following me through the store. And whoever's reflection I'm seeing back here. He looks at me and he said, I'm so sorry. I've heard of those things before. And I said, no, you have not. And he said, yes, yes. He said, can I call your parents? I said, you call my mom. Don't call my dad. And don't tell my mom that the police are here. Please don't do it. Please, please. Tell them that I was out with your daughter. Tell them I was out with yours. I don't care, but just tell them that I just wanted you to make a phone call and let my mom know that I'm safe and that I will be home. So the cop is standing there and I'm leaning against my car. And he said, "Are you sure you got locked in?" I said, "Oh, you can pat me down. What else would I be here for? What am I going to do? Steal the beef tongue out of the meat department? No, of course not." I said, "I have my little basket." And I showed him the basket of all the things that my mother went. Well, this man who owned the market, he said, "Oh my gosh, look, for your trouble, I'm going to give you that." I said, "No, sir, I can't take it. I'm going to pay for it. I got the money right here." And he said, "No, no, you save your money for your heartache." He said, "Look, I want you to come back tomorrow." I said, "I'm not coming in the daytime, not during closing time." And this one cop is snickering. He's laughing so hard. He didn't feel sorry for me at all. I could tell my mom. So I go home, and Mom is waiting there. And she looks at me and she goes, "You better get to bed. I covered for you." And she's like, so the next day, Dad goes to work. I told Mom what happened, and she looked at me. She said, "You should have called me." I said, "Mom, the office was closed. The phones were in the office. There was no way I could have called. I tried to break out, but there was, I'm not going to get in trouble on top of getting in trouble. I knew that somebody would be there with me." Hello. Give me a second, my darlings. Oh, I don't know what the name of that one was. Sorry. I got a text from Jerry. Aunt Phoebe, I don't know let's see. What was the name of the one Zelda did when she was in Tennessee and she heard noises outside and then something at the sliding glass door? Maybe I'll think about it. I'll think about it. We'll find out. We'll find out. So, of all things, my boyfriend's name was Greg. So Mom says, "Greg has been calling here all night." And she said, "I had to tell him, don't call, because you're going to get her in trouble." We didn't know what to do. We didn't think of where to go. So anyway, and I'm like, oh my heck. I said, "Mom, this man wants me to come back." She said, "You need to go back tomorrow and let him talk to you." Everybody knew. Everybody knew where everybody was, who everybody was, who owned what, where, when. The ancestors that owned your house 15 generations back, that's the kind of place that I was. I could not go out and have a body function without it being told to my mom or to my dad within 15 minutes of me getting home. That's the way it was. So now it's the next day. I tell my mom, it's summer. I tell my mom, I said, "Look, Mom, I'm really sorry. I was in the bathroom and I was primping. I shouldn't have been. I was in the bathroom primping, and then boom, the lights went out." And she said, "Yeah, but they should have checked for you." And I told him that. I said, "I know." I go back to the store. My boyfriend had called. Mom told him what happened, and he came rushing to the store. While I was in there, he comes rushing in. Now, one thing I have to say about him, he was very protective of me. He, in very many ways, was very protective. And I'm very grateful for him because he got me through a lot of stuff. His family and my family knew each other. We went to church together, and he and I started out kindergarten together. And we went up through all through elementary, junior high, high school. After high school, he went his way and then I went mine. We've kept in touch over the years. In fact, I talked to him not long ago. Yeah, and in fact, let me tell you this, my darlings, my mother sold Avon at that time. And I wore Raining Violets and smelled like $1,000,000. All right. So he shows up. He looks at me and says, "Are you all right?" "Yes, I'm okay." He was very athletic. He tried out for the Cleveland Indians at that time, is what they were called. Oh, I wanted him to get on the team, but he didn't make it. He had a bad knee or something. It was very unfortunate. He was excellent. Anyway, so finally the owner sees me and he comes running out around everything. The store's busy. People are in place. And believe me, it looked a lot different with the lights on and not in the dark. There was nothing. My darlings, you guys think that there was all the implements were, when you're in something like that, you put your tools away. Everything was locked up. Everything. There was nothing that I could have used to defend myself. And I mean, that's just the way it is. You do that anyway. But no, I shouldn't have married him. So anyway, as time went on, this man came around and he said, "Do you want to come in my office?" "Sure." He said, "I got to tell you this, and we've had reports of this before, but you're the first one who really confirmed this with me." He said, "Because I don't believe in this stuff." I said, "What stuff?" He said, "People showing up inside the store, the banging, everything else." I said, "I don't care if you believe it or not. It happened to me. So it's whatever you want to think." Was it known as? Anyway, this man, remember, this was a farm. It was a working farm back in the 50s and 60s. This was a working farm, and before it became a grocery store, before they had the farm market, before anything, there was a man who had an accident with a trailer, who had an accident with the tractor and was in the middle of the field and got ran over. The tractor fell on him and he ended up passing away. And it was the man who owned this farm with the barn. And legend has it that he did not understand that he had passed on. Now, you know how I feel about that sort of thing. But it was an accident and his energy is there and it continued to loop. And after that, there were so many people who basically said, "This man is showing up. He's showing up in the field. He's looking for somebody to help him." And I said, "Oh, wow." And I was too. Do you think he thought he was there trying to help me? Because I was stuck. I'd like to think so. I mean, I'd like to think that he was there helping me. And he said, and they're like, "No, he doesn't interact with anybody. Every now and then somebody sees him. They look up in the mirror and there's somebody there that isn't there. Every now and then somebody goes to the bathroom and there's a pounding on the door and it scares them to death and they leave, and that's in the daytime. Every now and then we see the cans of corn fall over." And his crop in Ohio with that barn, he raised corn. These are things that you just can't explain. And it took me a long time before I could go back in that store. Not because I was scared, but because I knew that there was an energy loop, and because I knew that when I was young, this type of energy would appear in front of me as that person that they were, like a negative in a photograph. As time went on, because he wasn't there to harm anybody, as time went on, I just had corn last night. May he rest in peace. As time went on, it was one of these weird things that these type of things, because of my energy, I am a receiver, I'm not a transmitter. My son is a receiver, he's not a transmitter. So for whatever reason, we attract that type of energy. You can see it every time I pick up a pendulum or even something that looks like a pendulum, it'll swing, swing, swing. Anytime any of that sort of thing happens, I trust the energy. But his energy was looping. I don't know if the store is still there, but it's a big store now. They expanded, and I mean, it's about as big as a Walmart now. And they kind of took the charm around, pardon me, they kind of took the charm away from it, but they have a cheese market. They have, it's like it's like a little, I don't know. It's like a little tourist area. A little tourist area. So was the haunted market. And when we left, my boyfriend was so mad. He said, because he saw things too. There were friends that he had, that there was a little boy in the house that hit one of his friends. It was, this sort of thing. And he basically said, I don't know why this stuff happens to you. Well, he didn't say stuff. I don't know why these things happen to you. And I said, I don't know why either, but I don't like it. And sometimes I still don't. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Sometimes I still don't, because there's so much that happens and can happen when you openly embrace it. And that's what I've done in my life. There are just some things I'm like, at the risk of sounding like Zach Bagans, there are just some things you cannot explain and you can't understand, but it happens anyway. And sometimes you just have to you just have to accept it. And the fact that okay, hold on. Lady Zelda, in the age of the internet, have you ever gone back and looked into the spirits you came across if you knew their names? Of course I have. I've looked at the people. Even when I was writing the book, I went back. And the end is kind of surreal. But of course, I've always looked to see who was here, who was not here. But usually those people were some people that I had some type of connection to, or they had some type of connection to me, because it used to be sometimes we would walk down the street of my hometown. You did that in hometown. Mom would go to the Singer Sewing store, and then she would go to Woolworth's, and then she would go to the drugstore, and then she would go, you spent a Saturday walking around. That's why no one was fat in the 50s and 60s and even the 70s, because you had to walk every bloody where. And there were times that we would walk down and I said, Mom, why is that guy looking at me? And she was like, what guy? So that would happen sometimes. There was in fact, there is a high profile case happening right now that somebody that has been working on it, he texted me the other day and I said, because I wanted to do a remote view with him. And I said, Leah, I haven't forgotten you. I just wanted to let you know. And he said, oh, I was just getting ready to ask you if you've forgotten me. I said, no, but I did a remote view of that crime scene. And that woman who was the victim kept looking at me during when the crime was happening. She kept looking at me. She knew my energy was there. And that, see, to me, that is just so flippin' wild, because that is the past and it's already happened. But it's the same thing as when I went to Nancy's. I got recognized. And that's why I don't want to go to A&T and look in there, because look, if they're messing around with the dark arts, I don't feel like adding that to the list. So, well, here's the thing. I don't believe that it's my job to go in and say, oh, you must move on. You've got to move on, because they're there for a reason. And when it's time for them to move on, they do. Sometimes they'll remain for a long time, but other times they don't. They just kind of, because you never can destroy energy, can't create, you just have to. And I don't believe that you can pray somebody into heaven and it's just, oh, like, okay, they went to heaven. No, it doesn't work that way. So it's one of those things that you just kind of like, you accept, because I want you to know, sometimes that energy takes form and it's not that person. It's not their soul. It's not their person, that person. It's like the negative of a photograph. It's like holding a photograph of somebody. That's not the person, but that's the photograph, and it's here right now. And that's exactly the only way that I can explain it. I don't want to get involved with calling spirits, entities, because that stuff lies. It lies. And you don't want to get involved with that. You can trust physics. Think of physics. You can trust the energy. You can trust the energy. Hold on, I'm seeing some questions. Let me see. Wouldn't trying to command them to increase the risk of them attaching to you? Absolutely. But it's not them. I want everybody to, it is not them. It is an energy loop. If everyone had that ability, because sometimes it's just taken away from people because people can't handle it. If you would look, you probably see all kinds of people, because you can't say only one person passed away in one particular area. Our Earth is millions of years old. It's going to have millions of years of insects, animals, people, all kinds of things. And I want you to think of Elijah when he had that sight and he saw 10,000 angels. It's not going to be quite like that. But I want you to know, when I see particular, it is not them. But like when these crime scenes, it's almost as though I'm time machine back. And when that woman recognized me during the crime, she was in the middle of the crime. I saw who did it. I saw who didn't do it. And I saw what they did to her. And yes, that affects me. And yes, I have prayed, because I don't want it in color, because it makes it worse. If it's black and white, your brain can kind of process that a little bit better. So I'm not going to do anything in A&T's house, because if they mess around in the dark arts, which is reported, then I don't want to invite that on me. I don't care what they do. I care what they've done, and I want to see if they're involved with Nancy. But even if I see if they are, I can't say anything because everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And by the way, Vale Guthrie, the 12-year-old daughter of Savannah Guthrie's birthday is either yesterday or today or tomorrow, something. And happy birthday. We are sorry that your grandmother is not here to celebrate with you. Okay, here is a question from our dear Patty. Do you mean on Lady Zelda's screen? Because the only polls some things, scream some of the chats. Shoot. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no dark arts. Yeah, right? Yeah. The fact when I was there and remote viewed before, the one, there were several dark shadows, not Barnabas Collins, but there were several dark shadows that was meandering around her home. And two of them recognized me and started looking. And you can ask my son afterward. It took us a minute to get rid of those things here. Finally got rid of them. But anyway, have you ever tried to get rid of? I have literally walked away from it a couple of times. Couple of times I was in a relationship and they didn't understand it, and I just kind of walked away. Or they would feel that, oh, it's the devil. Or they were cheating, egg-sucking dogs, and they were afraid that I would see what they were doing. And I decided that I wasn't going to give up anything for anything like that. The only one that can tell me to stop would be our Heavenly Father. And if he looked down at me one day and said, look, Zelda, your day is over. I want you to quit. Then I certainly would. And that's I'm not doing it for anybody else, period. Because it is a bad day when you do that. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. Nancy's house will have her energy until that time. Until the time. I mean, it will be. You know, if they demolish that house, that energy will still be there. That's how energy works. It'll still be there. Okay, so hold on just a minute. Let me see. I completely agree with you, Zelda. When it comes to communication with spirit, there's no way of knowing who or what. That's exactly right. Thank you for understanding, Rita. Because, you know, and I'm going to tell you a story right now, next, that you're going to say, holy shacroli. Give me a second. Oh, I hate this when you try to look at something and then it clicks and then it starts. Please stop that. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't forgetting anybody. Okay. Let me see. Let me go through here. Yes, I'm gonna do a flyover. Let me see. Yes, it will. Times 10. I sent it. No, you cannot stop or start an energy loop. It's just something that you don't, it's physics. You can't do it. I wouldn't want to get involved with it anyway. Interrupting an energy loop like that, I mean, that's like trying to stop an electric current. I understand what you're saying, Mrs. Zelda, that why I don't believe in Ouija boards. I don't believe in that because you don't want to mess with stuff you don't know. Absolutely. Absolutely. And some people get mad at me and they're like, oh my gosh. But I talk to my mom If you feel that's your mom and you want to talk, don't get mad at me. You do what you want to do. I wouldn't. As much as I love my grandmother and my mom, my family, mm-mm, no. Not when you know what I know. And this next story is going to share that with you. I'm going to go through some of these chats here. Can you release loops so they can stop? Well, here's the thing. How do we know they want to stop? But who is behind it? It's not them. It's an energy loop. It's because it's like an event happened, and that's the event over. Most times, usually 98% of the time, it's the same thing. But who am I to say, oh, you must stop? Now, this is why I have, thank you, my darling. This is why I have, oh, good. Thank you, my darling. We hope you enjoy it. I think you will. Egg sucking dogs. Yeah, the WWE. It's a Zelda-ism, all right. Let me see. Yes, you can. Let's all sing happy birthday to Sin. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sin. Happy birthday to you. And many more. There you go. There you go. Yes, we're going to dance tonight. Thank you, and happy birthday, my darling. We're going to dance. Physics is a real deal. And you know what? It took me time. When you get my book, I explain the whole thing. But it took me time from the first couple of cases to realize that there's much more to this than meets the eye. And that's when I started studying. I ended up with my doctorate in metaphysical sciences. That and $1.25 will get you a Reese cup at the dollar store, because it ain't worth nothing. Except that I got education, and that's what I wanted. And I'm one of these that I can't stop. Hello. I can't stop. If I had more classes to take, I would. Zelda, what would be your explanation to seeing an ancient Egyptian lioness? There's strength there. There's a lot of symbology in that type of thing. And it depends on a lot. Now, I don't believe in past lives. If you do, honey, that's fine. But I feel that this is a part that, the Egyptian reign was only about 500 years maybe. But there was so much behind it. We learned so much of modern medicine. We learned so much of many, many other things. But that is a symbol of strength and majesty. I want you to look into the majesty part of it, because I think that you're going to like that. Okay. I'm going to do the gifts in a minute. I want to just kind of go through. So our energy loop's the same as the psychic echo? Not all the time. It depends. It depends. Sometimes electric, sometimes water, sometimes many other things can attract it and make it loop that much faster. Gosh, it just all depends. Are energy loops intelligence? No, because energy has no intelligence. It has no emotion. An energy loop, look, you're looking at an energy loop right here. Seriously. Everything is physics. It depends on how fast or how slow things vibrate as an energy. The device you're looking at right now is energy. And here is a good example of frequency, vibration, equals energy. When you pick up your phone and you want to call somebody, you dial a particular number, you're dialing their frequency. You talk to them, your voice is going through a particular frequency, vibration, and through physics to the other end so they can hear you. You hang up, you end that frequency. However, that line is still open because all you have to do is pick up your phone again and dial that same number, and voila, there they are again. Changing their number doesn't change the fact that they are still there on the same end or on the other end. I know it's kind of mind-blowing. There's no they. It's no they. There's no they. It is all energy. There's no there. No, there's no they. It is all energy looping. That's all it is. You won't know who you're talking to. You'll think so-and-so, and you get a mimic. Well, that's my next story I'm going to tell. Miss Zelda, if they would come and ask you to make a movie show for a regular TV on something like on your life dealing with stuff like this, they did the show Medium, Mrs. Zelda. No, I wouldn't do it. Because usually you don't have control over those things, and I would feel exploited. I think my book is about the only thing that I would do. After reviewing my notes, I have a question about the 4 layers of profiling. Okay, my darling, would you give an example of symbolic analysis? I'm confused on that part. Symbolic analysis. Let me see if I can find a symbolic analysis in the Nancy Guthrie case. What are the symbols? Sometimes symbols don't show up as a sigil or as, a sign. You can say symbols are maybe a sign, but sometimes they're just not as good. They may not be good. They may not be bad. They're just, I would look at it as signals. Signals, symbols, signs. I've got my mind on Help I'm Haunted. Let me take a second and just think of that for a second. The symbols of that particular case could be a time element because you can't change time. So 5:32 in the afternoon would be, what is the symbol of that? Will you add it together? That's 8, 9, 10. 5:32 is numerology. So that's really what it means, is the symbology. What would cause Nancy to be missing? What is the symbol? What does it symbolize? Well, it could mean anything. Was she taken for revenge? Was it taken for money? Was she, so that's, I think that's where you're going. We can talk about it more on Saturday if you want to. Okay, let's see. Hello, my darlings. Hello. Put another candle in the cake. All right. I can't understand why the Ouija, I like saying the board, is sold as toys. I have fought that toy company for so long, writing and saying, you know, that's not right. But you know, when money stands in place, who cares about the mental health of so many others? And speaking of mental health, I just want you to know the DSM, which is in the mental health, the DSM is the primer in which many psychiatrists, many psychologists and practitioners use to help diagnose sometimes psychosis, sometimes PSD, so whatever the case may be. As of 1995 or 6, I think it was 6, they have added possession, as in demonic possession, to the DSM. It is real. Okay. Do babies in the mom get affected by energy? Of course. Yes. They do. You're right, Sarah. You're absolutely correct. Okay, so what do you say? It got a little heavy. I recovered from the corn aisle, but that just goes to show you of the energy loop. Do you want to stop it? I don't think, even if you could, I do not believe you should. It's there for a reason. It's not yours, it's not my business to step in and say, oh, you should not be here anymore, because it's not a person. It's not their soul, it's not their spirit. And the soul and the spirit are two different things. The spirit, I want you to remember, is like the brain. The spirit is the intellect of the soul. Our bodies without a brain is just a meat suit here on earth. But when you put our brain and our mind, and the brain are two different things, but if you put our brain and our mind with our body, we become a different being. It's the same. You talk about like mind, body, mind, and spirit. Well, mind, you have to understand what divides those. The spirit is the intellect of the soul. So think of the soul as the body. The spirit is the intellect of the soul. That's how it works. Okay. It's okay if you dream of your deceased. I dream of my grandmother. I dream of my family. It doesn't mean that you're interacting or doing something. They're a part of our lives. They're a part of our memory. And listen, we have 72,000 thoughts per day, if not per minute. 72,000. Of course, you're going to feel of your family, and of course you are. Okay, my darlings. Do you have control over energies? It depends on what it is. Not anyone else's energy. No. Well, just be careful. Good for you with the rice jars. Okay, my darlings. I want you to understand that these energy loops are not real. Like humans, they're not spirits, and they're not spirits, and they're not souls. They're a part of the energy. It's like smelling bread that your grandmother used to bake. What's that do? That's a part of the energy that just takes you there right now. I have that all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't get involved with spirits that show up and ask you to get involved. Don't do it. You're going to get in trouble. And our Father doesn't like it. Think of the Witch of Endor. You want to get in trouble with God? I don't mess with it. I'm not going to. Okay, so let's do this. I want to start thanking everybody, but put a 1 in the chat. I think we need to. Let's dance. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to dance. And put a 2 in the chat if you want to keep going on, because I've got a scary story. This one was kind of funny. Well, why do people worship evil? Because they're evil themselves? I don't know. I mean, to me, that's not. If they do, they do. How do I prevent myself from coming back and haunting people? Well, my darling, listen to me a second. You are not going to be able to come back to haunt anyone. When the silver cord breaks and you go immediately back to the Creator. That's not me saying that. That's the word. You immediately go back to the Creator. You're not sent back to harm anyone. You're not going to come back and haunt anybody. If I could, listen, I would, but no, I'm not going. I don't want to come back. Listen, when I go, I do not want anybody pulling me back to say anything else. I don't want my son saying, oh, I wish I mama. Don't. I do not want that. And I don't want it for him and don't want it for anybody else. Okay, we have a lot of 1s and 2s. 2 is the next story. 2 is the next story. We have a lot of 1s. We have a lot of 2s. I don't know. Maybe you need to vote a little bit more so I can tell, because it looks like we're about even. 1 is dance. 2 continued the story. The dance is only about 2 minutes. Absolutely make your rice jars together. There's no rules about that. Let me see. Well, just know we're going to have another scary story after we dance. We're going to dance. I think I need to let go of some of this energy, because this energy is a little rough coming up. So just so you know. Okay. Okay, we're going to dance. Everybody's going to be okay. It's only 2 minutes. So then we'll get right back to another story. It's okay. Let me see. So adjust your volume, my darlings, because guess what? It is time to dance. Turn it up. I'm going to send Dawson in the Get ready. Here we go, darlings. Go. Yes. Oh no. Fireplace. There we are again. That was a good one, wasn't it? Now see, that didn't take so long. We got the fireplace up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. That was a good one. That got rid of it. You know what that does? That takes the tension out of your shoulders. It takes the tension out of your skull. You know why women have hair loss? not only because of hormone, but because of tension in your skull. And yes, I've said that in front of Ian many times. Don't call me back. If I go first, don't call me. Don't call me back. No, don't do it. I don't want to come back here. I'll see him and he'll see me, right? It's not a you be together forever. It's just a short period of time. That's all. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. So here is the next story. Here's the next story. So now, let me turn that fireplace down just a bit. There we are. Give me a second. Everybody's generalized and ready to go. Get ready for this next story. Okay, my darling. Okay. So now, this obviously was a few years later after I have my son. Sometimes my son and I would go out to places, or he would feel something that he, whatever. I went out to a paranormal site one time, and by the way, Help I'm Haunted is right here. Whoops. Hello, I disappeared. Help I'm Haunted is in the merchandise shop if you're interested. All right. So I went out on a paranormal investigation. I have to be careful because these people still watch. If you're out there, you know. And there really wasn't anything happening. And so one of the people that I was with, and this is why I don't go with anybody, because nobody can behave themselves. Is starting to make fun and antagonize energy. Now look, there's a difference between energy and there's a difference between the lower astral. I do not believe that there is a demon around every corner, because they're not. They don't have to wait around every corner. We do enough stuff ourselves. We just kind of fall into whatever it is that they want us to do. Got to be careful. So this one person was antagonizing. Now I had Ian, and he was a young man by then. So it wasn't like he was a baby or anything. And this one person who basically was antagonizing, I told him, I said, look, stop. I'm just really uncomfortable with that. You shouldn't do this. And picking at me, picking, whatever. I know what happens when you do that kind of crap. So we just decided to go ahead and then just basically say, hold on a second. So there were people trying to debunk spirits, because in my opinion, that's the fast way to learn a very freaky lesson. Well, I've debunked a lot of things before, but it wasn't that they were debunking or debunking. It was the fact that nothing was really happening and they wanted it to happen. So they were antagonizing so they would get some activity, and that stuff backfires. This was an older house that had a lot of activity, but sometimes when you show up, it's almost like, oh, they're coming. That's almost how it feels to me. Sometimes it's, oh, she's coming. She's coming. No, they're coming. So we just, Obviously, when you are in a paranormal investigation, you spend the night. So I get up in the middle of the night, and this person that was doing the antagonizing was sleeping so soundly, didn't want to wake them. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go into the kitchen and get a drink, and I'll be right back. I heard my son call my name, Mom, and it stopped me in my tracks. Mom? Now, I know better than if something calls my name, and especially if my son wasn't there, he wasn't on, he wasn't there. I know better. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. Diana, thank you so much for the lovely gift. Bless you, my darling. You're so generous. Thank you. Thank you. And I knew there was trouble. Now, we were in the Appalachian Mountains, and people don't realize that the Great Smoky Mountains are the Appalachian Mountains. There's a part of that mountain range that goes right up through there that connects to the Appalachian Mountains. And just because you have the Great Smoky Mountains and then you have the Appalachian Mountains, skinwalkers and the hags and those witches and everything else don't say, oh, well, I'm here in the Appalachian Mountains, I can't go over here. Or they don't say, the cryptids don't say, oh, that's the Appalachian Mountains, I can't go over here. It's kind of like this. Hello, we embrace each other. I knew, uh-oh. And it was going to try to pick on me because of this other sack of so-and-so that was asleep, antagonizing. I didn't pay attention. It startles you. It will startle you. But I knew it was a mimic. And I knew that this person had called it out. So I stood there for a minute and I said, pardon me, I have to blow my nose, pardon me. I'm back. Okay. So I knew this person antagonized. And listen, when you're in the Appalachian Mountains, that stuff is pretty rare, but it is pretty, what's the word I want to use? It's not really rare, but believe me, you don't want to mess with it. It is real. And you can't explain what it is because nobody knows. Everybody tries. I had been a paranormal, it used to be you were a paranormal investigator. Now it is just, I'm curious and I want to go on a ghost hunt. I don't like those at all. It should be for you to go out to determine what happened. That's the investigation. What happened? Where are you going? Why did this happen? Who all is here? What happened at a certain particular time? When you see me do that, and you will one of these days, when you see me go on an investigation, I don't go, hello? How did you pass away? How did you do this? You don't see me do that. I don't announce myself. I don't tell anybody my name. I'll just say, what year is it? Sometimes you'll get an audible, and it can happen. It's based on the binary system. It can happen. Sometimes it'll say 1954, 1863. So then you know where you're going. And unfortunately, I can't say everybody, But a lot of the paranormal investigators here in the United States think that only energy speaks in one language, and that's English. So now, my darlings, I'm standing there, I'm hearing my son coming from the basement. Mom, hey, mom, just exactly like he would say it. Hey, mom. And every now and then, in fact, I've heard it here too. And he hears it from me too. Here's my, so you, I mean, there's always stuff. I got this person up, that the antagonizing, I kind of grabbed them by the scuff of the collar and I said, now, I'm hearing mimics. What did you do? Well, I didn't do nothing. I was asleep. What'd you do that for? You shouldn't be asleep. We are on an investigation and you have no business being here. You need to get your tail out and you need to go home or I'm going to call the cops. You've stirred the pot. And now I have to see why they are mimicking my son. Well, that became an issue. You always have to be careful about bringing people that are not serious. Because the way that I was trained and the way that I learned, this is a science that needs to be respected. It's not, oh, look, somebody just came in. Hello. Hello, my darling. Hi, hi. Hello, my darling. Look who's here. It is Kevy Kev. Hello. Hello. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, gosh. Here, hold on. Hold on. Ready? Thank you, sir. Are you ready? Do you have your, I'm going to send you a bunch of pens. Are you taking notes, sir? Are you taking notes? There you go. Are you taking notes? Don't forget to. Don't forget to take notes now. Inside joke, everybody. Go watch Kevin Kev. He's a doll. I love him. Okay. So now this joker is getting up and he's getting to be belligerent. All of a sudden we hear this mimic in my son's voice from downstairs say, hey, mom. And this guy was like, I said, you did it. You stirred the pot. Pop. Oh, you stirred the pot. How dare you? How dare you? You stirred the pot. Now we're hearing things like crashing in the basement. Now we're hearing things all over. He stirred the pot. So he didn't want to go. So guess what? I made him go and sit down in the basement by himself. He was crying. There you go. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. There you go, darling. I love that. I love that gig. Listen, give me anything. We have to laugh, don't we? We just have to laugh because there's so much going on that, okay. He was crying while he was downstairs. When he came upstairs, when he came up to the, guess what? The basement door slams shut, makes a big noise, and he's screaming. Let me out! Screaming, let me out! You did this! And then it was, I'm gonna kick your A. I'm gonna do all kinds of things. Oh, no, you're not, pal. Oh, no, you're not. You're a wuss. And you did this. And you deserve it. And I don't do that type of thing. I don't mess around like that. So eventually, my darlings, he starts trying to open the door, and I just kind of stayed away. Finally, you hear the door go click, click, click. And he comes up. He's like, what did you do? What did you do? I didn't do anything. Now, there were other people there, and they watched. And he said, well, he was down there. He experienced some things that kind of reminded him of, remember Ghostbusters? Remember how those, the green and all that other stuff? Well, sometimes when you antagonize this stuff, when it's the lower astral, and I'm not talking about energy now. I'm talking about the mimics and the cryptics and the skinwalkers and those things that can call your name in the middle of the night. And that's why you need to be pulling your shades down after the sun goes down. And I'm just going to tell you exactly because, I'm house hunting. And I had picked out this one house. I'm hoping I get to move before the end of the year. If it works out, probably will. And I picked out this one house just to kind of see what's there. I loved it. I'm just going to tell you, I loved it. Out in the middle of nowhere, God's country, because only God can find it. But it was on the overnight rental program. It was, give me a second, my darlings. It was, thank you. There's an anonymous little thing that came through, and thank you. I can't see it right now, but anyway, thank you, whoever sent it. I'm looking at this house now. It comes fully furnished because it was on the overnight rental. I'm thinking, hey, that's great. I don't have to buy furniture for a little while, right? Didn't have a garage. I don't like that. But last night I sat here looking at it, and I thought, I got to look at this from a different perspective. So my son gets up, and we're kind of talking about things. And I told him, I said, I just had this epiphany. That's out in the middle of the mountains. And my son's not going to live with me forever. Obviously, he's going to want to do his own thing, and he should. I need all the room that I can get. And the first thing I'm thinking of, first of all, there's bear. There are bears up there, and it's surrounded. But the second thing, at night, if I come home by myself, that's in the middle. I've had that experience in a cabin before where something was pounding on the door and shaking the doorknob and trying to get in and calling my name, Zelda, Zelda, Zelda. No, I won't do that again. And guess what I did? Unclick. I don't have room for that in my life anymore. So I told Ian, and Ian knows, he knows all this. He knows all this. Thank you, my darling. Look at this. Hi to all the amazing peeps in the chat. Love this channel. Thank you, my darling, because you know I love you. Sure, you hit that. Make sure. I like that. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you so much. Put your DNA on it, everybody. Do that, please. Put your DNA. Oh, look at there. Put your DNA. So the reminder for us is this. There are those things out there that we don't know where they come from. We were in this house all night. This guy ended up being so scared, he couldn't leave. He wanted to, but it was dark outside. He was afraid to. Finally, that next morning, when he got brave when it got light out. And he opened up the basement door. You see, you so-and-so, you ain't gonna hurt me. Da 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 da. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I said, you better just calm down because you're no match for the esoteric. He left, and before he got to the bottom of the road, he had a car accident. Lost control of the car, and the car went in the ditch. He didn't get hurt, but that was a little warning sign. You don't mess with that sort of thing. He said it felt like somebody grabbed the wheel and didn't make the turn. The road turned, he didn't, and down he went. No, I don't know. I felt like it, but no. So we all decided to stay another night because there was a lot of activity, and he stirred the pot. So now, before anything more, a lot of us went downstairs and cleared that energy out. And I have a way of doing it, but we cleared it out. I had holy water with me, olive oil that was blessed, salt, you name it. I don't use any crystals. I don't do anything like that. I just don't. It doesn't work for me. And I have to pull out the big stuff. I can't use that stuff. So anyway, that next night, I hear outside, no garage. Hold on. I have something for you. I learned this the hard way. Here we go. Ready?
The garage, essentially. Is a garage, essentially.
Let's hear it again from Miss Kelly.
The garage, essentially. Is a garage, essentially.
Don't know what she's doing. Don't care. Anyway. So now this stuff knows. And it's here to pick on us. Not only do I have something, which I know was a skinwalker, standing in the driveway outside, now I'm hearing my daughter's voice and my son's voice. In my daughter's voice, Mom, come help me. Mom. And you know what? Don't you dare run out there. You don't open that door, you won't come back. Those are not only mimics, but they are shape shifters. They can turn into anything. So I have my daughter's voice on the front side, and I have Ian's voice on the back side going, hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. And then you hear another voice. Pizza's here. The pizza's here. Come get it. The pizza's here. And you've got to be very strong because you're going to want to go to the window and go, what? And you better not. Because they look at that as an invitation. If you want to know what an invitation is, drive in Boston around one of those little, we call them roundettes here, but they're not called it. Go to Boston and drive on one of those things. Because I learned a long time ago that when you're in Boston and you drive, if you look, you lose. That means if you look at another person, that other person thinks it's okay for them to come in and cut in front of you. You don't want to do it. The Rotaries, thank you so much. So all night, we are going through this. Now, you can see out through some of the curtains. And yes, some of us did peek. But there are times when you could see somebody standing out in the driveway. They're not real. They're not real. Not the skinwalkers. I've heard a lot of stories about the Appalachian Mountains. Absolutely. You want to stay out of those. And by the way, I'm just going to tell you this. Little Summer Wells went missing in the Appalachian Mountains. That's where she's located. I believe it's Rogersville, because it's not that far from where I was living. I remember when she went missing. Call them roundabouts. Hit the roundabout. Remember that song? Okay. So anyway, we went through a night. Now here comes the big thing. We went through this night of hearing this stuff walk on the porch, hearing it knock on the back door, hearing car horns blow. They don't have to be in a car to make the car blow. They hearing all this stuff, and then I heard my own voice. I know my own voice. I recognize it. It was my voice saying, hello? Hello, darling? Now, if that doesn't get to you, when you hear a mimic or a skinwalker, this is why you do not want to speak to things that show up pretending as though they are your loved ones, because 9 times out of 10, they are not. When we pass away and the silver cord breaks in this meat suit that we are in, if you read the word, it says we go immediately to our Creator. Well, who created us? Even those who are good and evil, they still go to the Creator. They're separated. If they're very evil, they are separated from the rest, so they are not causing problems up in there. So your family's not coming back. It may happen a little bit before they go, before they hit the tunnel. I always say before they hit the tunnel. It happened when my mother passed away. She called on the phone. I wouldn't answer. How did I know it was her? Because the phone rattled when it rang. It did not ring. It rattled. It was like a buzz. Whoa. And I said, Mom, you need to go on. We're okay. I'm not answering the phone. It's time for you to go on. You're going to be okay. We'll see you again sometime. And just then, the top shelf in my closet crashed. Everything demolished. And that was it. She moved on. And I haven't seen or heard from her again. And I don't want to. Why? Because I love them. I don't want to pull people back. Oh, I'm so weak. I need you. Stop it. You know. They can't do anything for you anyway. And for those people who think, oh, well, my family, they said this is going to happen. They don't know. You're not talking to family. I'm sorry. I have to tell you that. And the time that you can understand that our guidance comes from our Father and His Son and the Holy Spirit, that's it. Be careful. We went through nights. Thank you, Kevy Kev. Shapeshifters. Those are the cousins of the shapeshifters, but the shapeshifters also. No, the shapeshifters they're not sent to do any good. I'll tell you what, those mountains, those Appalachian mountains, that whole band of Appalachia, they're hundreds of millions of years old. You can imagine what happened through there. And I want you to know, somebody that you all know and love, just like me, is from the Carpathian Ark. Guess what? That's a mini version of the Carpathian Ark. Oh. And that's that person who always calls or texts every time he knows that I'm going live on Thursday night. Anyway, that's why you got to be careful. Why? Because first of all, those mountains hold energy that is not good. You have people, the hags, the witches, all those other, and I'm not saying that to be mean. You think that the Marie Laveaus in New Orleans are tough. The voodoo queen. Oh, listen, you've not run into a hag from Edinburgh. All of that energy is in those mountains because they've had practitioners come over from centuries ago that have tried to conjure up all that, and that sticks, that stays. And they need something to attach to. So now the next night, was it you had an interaction with a human at Lizzie Borden house and it turns out they were never there? Yes. I was talking to a person and they weren't there. They talked back. Well, you know why, my darling? Thank you from Marvel, Tennessee. I know exactly where Marvel, Tennessee is. I would not be doing my job right if I had to sugarcoat it for people. People get mad at me, but I love my family. They come here and talk. I love them too, and I love you too. That's why I'm telling you, you better be careful. Oh, I've had nothing but sickness and upset, and I've just had nothing but problems and financial problems. But my family comes and talks to me every night. Now let's think about that. Why do you think that's happening? So now it gets better. So now, let me get through the chats here. I can see all of you. So now we're there for a third night because we were supposed to be there. And I called the owners and I said, hey, I think we need to stay. In the middle of things, this guy had to have a tow truck to tow himself out of that ditch that he fell through. Yeah, he did kind of fall through a ditch and it messed up his car bad. And he said that while he felt that the energy held wouldn't allow him to turn, the road turned and he didn't. He went straight ahead. But he said it looked like some person, now this kind of got to me, looked like some person ran in front of him and looked into his car as he was running. Oh, hello. Can you imagine somebody running through there like the street, like fast and looking in and then go boom. There's no reason why you have to be afraid. Can I call her? Of course. Of course. Phones are safe. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course it is, my darling. I dream of my family all the time. Hold on. Something is at my back door. Give me a second. Give me a second. Don't worry, I got my shades pulled. I'm not in the Appalachian Mountains, but you just never know. Don't look, Ethel. That's about what it was like. He said, that's exactly. When he described that, it was like, listen, I would be wiping out the back of my pants in biblical proportion. Hold on. I just checked my son because it's loud. Anyway. Yeah, Maria. Hold on, here he comes. Turn that light up. It's loud. Whatever is in there, you might be able to see it. If you turn the light, it may not. Listen, Ian is my hero. Ian is like a linebacker, but so is his mother. But he knows the drill. He knows the drill. There's no cat. All the cats are over here and on my bed, like they're protecting us. Hello. I know, my darling. I know. He is a good.
I just think it's one of those big mom effects.
It was really like, I'm sitting here telling skinwalker stories. Say hello.
Hello.
That's my son. Hello, everybody.
I think it's just a big mom photo.
You do? Okay. Well, and that's Petey, who sees his daddy, who is my son. Oh, Captain Harris is saying hello, Ian.
Hello, Captain.
Everybody's in here saying hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. You better come in here for a minute and say hello to everybody.
Hello.
I don't know if you can hear him. Can y'all hear him? Probably can. This mic picks up everything. Sounded like Petey said hello. Ian? Probably. So the next night, now, I'm out. I'm there. This guy sees, Petey, is that your man, buddy? Ow, ow, ow. No, I'm not concerned. I just want to make sure if I have to get up and stingray something, I'm able to do it. Okay. So now this guy says, listen, it took him a long time to be able to even go on an investigation, because, we don't mess around. But you can hear the cats. Hello. Like they don't ever see us. They're like chickens that wake up in a different world every day. Oh, there's somebody that's visiting us. We're good. We're good. Hello, Lord Eden. That's Eden or Eden. Right. So, yes, he says this guy, like flash, quick. And as he looked in and went on. Now, that would get me more than anything, if you want to know the truth. Don't worry, I got witches' bells up. I got stuff on the doors. I got witches' bells. Sometimes big, it's this middle of the summer. Sometimes big bugs and birds or something will come and flutter because there's a big floodlight. And sometimes big moths will come and flutter on the door. So that's probably it. It happens. It happens. But listen, I got to tell you this, and my son has turned into my dad, but it's okay. There was one time, hello, what are we doing here? Don't step on things. He was climbing through here the other day, and that FBI sound that I have on here, he stepped on it, and it was like, boom, 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 FBI. That scared me so bad. I was laughing so hard. This fellow here, this is Shaggy Noodle. Hello. So now, and thank you so much. So now, there was a time, I'm telling the bathroom, remember the bathroom light bulb? There was a time that I went in the bathroom and the light bulb, because the light bulbs were they're kind of like that. They're a different type of light bulb. Anyway, I don't know what they are. They're like a luminous whatever. I went in the bathroom and one of them was like blinking a little bit. And I'm like, Ian, do you think something's in the bathroom? And he's like, no, I think that you need to change the light bulb in the bathroom. Gosh, Mom. I just thought that was so funny. So anyway, do you have anything you want to say, son?
You want to order something?
Let me know what you want. We can. You want to order something, Mom? Yeah. We'll order something. We'll order something. You want to order something, Mom? Okay. I'm not old enough to have. Okay. So anyway, do you need me?
No.
Listen, he makes me laugh so much. You should have seen him. I'm like, do you need me? And he's like, no. All we do is laugh all the time. He makes me laugh. I'm his mother. That's right. Ian is very handsome. And I wish you could see his picture. I wish he would he won't let me show his picture, but he's handsome. Dark hair. Hercules, stronger than any mountain. He gets mad at me because when he lifts stuff, right? I got 48 pounds of cat litter the other day with Glade. I tried lifting it in the house. Listen, I ain't the woman that I used to be. He comes in. What the heck? And of course, remember the old Hercules song? I looked at him and I went, with the strength of 10 ordinary men, Hercules. And he just like, okay. All right. So anyway, my darlings, everybody, he's not. He's not. He's got a girlfriend. I love her. Maybe sometime he'll let me show you his picture. He's very handsome. He's very handsome. Anyhow, of course he's my hero. Of course he is. Hercules. Remember that song? Remember that song? Hercules, stronger than any mountain. Wait. Let me push this up a little. Hercules. Okay, we're back to the story now, my darlings. We just got timed out a second. Now, the third night that we're there. Now, remember, I have my daughter's voice out front. Mom, help me. You know, I'm going to tell you what I felt like. Do you remember the old movie, The Fly, with Vincent Price? Remember that? Remember that? That fly got caught in a spider web, and at the end you hear, "Help me, please, help me, no." Remember that? I know, I do that stuff. So we have my daughter's voice out front. Mom, help me. We have my son out back. Hey, Mom, we have me. Hello, darling. Hello, darling. And I'm thinking, ooh, they're double dipping me, man. They're double dipping me. So I really, to tell you the truth, there's nothing you can do. And then you would hear pieces here, and then there's a sound coming, my darlings. There is a sound. Hold on. I got to play the sound. Here's the sound. Hello? Hello, are you there? Come answer the door. My car broke down. Hello? Hello? Can you come out and help me? Hello? Are you there? I can see a light on. Are you there? Are you there? I need help. Can I use the phone? Can you help me? Hello? So all of this is going on. All bless your heart, Aunt BB. All of this is going on around us. We're surrounded all because of that. If you're watching, I love you, but you are an idiot. All because of that person antagonizing. You're not anything. You're nothing. Well, here's the thing. You can't do anything about them. You don't want to tangle with them. Look, watch Skinwalker Ranch. If you go out and you try to, and there's been many people who've tried to, like, lure you, you don't come back. They're shapeshifters. They connect to the energy. See, when you speak, here's a good one. You want to know this? I heard in the trial for Lindsay Clancy today, another person explain Cellbrite, not celebrate, Cellbrite. Explain all of these things and the recording of everything. And quite frankly, when we speak, our voices, our noises, our singing is recorded in the cosmic unknown. It's recorded in the universe. It has that frequency. That's why it doesn't matter. You can't do anything about it. It just doesn't matter. But you don't want to mess with it because those are things that you just can't explain because so much of that stuff has been conjured up. It's unbelievable. I can't watch that type of stuff. I just want you to know. There's two types of movies that I can't watch. And that's that, see a floss, right? See a flossy. It's that. And then it is the slasher movies. I can't watch because I witnessed one of those horrible slasher things at one time in 1987 while I was in Charleston, South Carolina. And after you see something like that, you can't watch that crap because it's too real. It's just too much. Well, yeah, you just can't see anything like that again. I love the Dead Files. My favorite was on the Discovery Channel. It was the the something files. I can't remember what. I can't even think of that name. Cindy was a medium. I don't know. I can't even remember. Oh God, yes. Remember that when the pizza man? You might as well think, because when you open the door, they're gonna get you. It was finally the next day. It wasn't the X-File. Let me see who it is. Let me see who it is. It was called, no, wasn't that. It wasn't Paranormal Mysteries. Now, it was the same as, it had Dave Schrader, Cindy Kaza, Shane Pittman. Let me see, Cindy. know Shane. Last year I gave away it wasn't the it was the shoe. Oh, I can't even think of what it is now. Anyway, I'm not going to take any more time to look at it. But Holzer, Hans Holzer, thank you so much. Thank you. Hans Holzer was one of the first paranormal investigators. He had reel-to-reel tape that he would, and he had some big medium that he worked with. I don't know. So anyway, it was something else. I'm not a big fan of kindred spirits. I'm just going to say that, but it is what it is. I know Sean Austin is a good friend of mine, and hopefully one of these days when I get to Tennessee, he and I had talked about doing an investigation in the two places, in the Titanic Museum and in the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum there. So there we go. Hans Holzer was fantastic. Anyway, sorry I took that time out, but the next night was it for me. That was it. And I've told many stories before about if you're going to go out with other people, and once again, I'm a guest, that was my fault because I did not do my due diligence in finding out who these people were. And this guy he was an antagonist. He liked to do that, to get things stirred up. Well, he learned his lesson about almost totaling his car. But anyways, my darlings, that's why it is so, you have to be so strong. If some entity walked in here right now, listen to me a second. If my grandmother, as close as she and I were, or any others, walked in here right now, stood in front of me and said, hey, Zell, that's what they called me. Hey, Zell, we want to talk to you about this. I'd be like, no. In the name of the Lord, you need to move on. Go. No. I don't talk to dead people. No. I don't know who you are. And there were a couple of times and stuff like that would come in front of me, and I would say, in the name of Jesus, reveal yourself. And guess what? Poof-a-doo. Now, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. And you've got to be careful. You can't say, oh, wow, Jesus said, no. It's just like those people who said, I used to have this acquaintance, not a friend. She wanted to be a friend. I wouldn't have let her because every 10 seconds, can I ask you a question? No. Why? Because it turns into 2 hours. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you something. God told me this message. Look at me a second. God has my number. He knows where I am. He loves me. I love him. If he's got a message, he ain't going to go through you because you want to yank some type of response from me. That's the way it is. The Titanic, before they had the museum in Tennessee, they had the tour that would go to different museums, and the special and exhibit and museum in Chicago. I went to it. It was very eerie. Those museums are very eerie because they still have the relics and artifacts of people. Never. You got to be careful. Now, see, here's the only thing, and I love Sean, but it goes to show. See, I don't call in spirits. He says, and you know what? If that's what he does, bless him. If he's good with that, bless him. But I don't do that. That doesn't mean that he's wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm right or that it doesn't mean any of that. It just means that he has a certain way of doing things and me too. Sean is a demonologist. He's tough when it comes to that sort of thing, possession and all this other. But Sean also has spirits and junk following him home, and he runs cameras and stuff during the middle of the night when he's sleeping, and you can hear all kinds of, no, thank you. So I don't know. I'm trying to talk my son into going with me. But my son is like, I'll have to think about it, Mom, because the way you acted when we were at the Pittsburgh hospital. He said, no, I just ain't going to. I just ain't going to. So anyway, we'll see though. I promised him that I would behave. So there's a cafe in Jerome, Arizona called the Haunted Hamburger. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun? All of Jerome is haunted. The old haunted hospital was turned into a hotel, and they had reservations 3 years out of 31. Oh my goodness. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but in Romania with Dracula, hello, that hurt, Petey. They're building, it's like a $10 billion project. They're building a Dracula theme park. Would I want to go? Yes. Am I going to Romania? No. That I'm not kidding. That would be. Now I'm still waiting for Dracula, the love story, to come out. But with Lord Gregor, and I know he's watching, so I'm going to do this. So sound coming. This is what I want him to talk about tomorrow. I hope we get to record it. If not, it'll be next week. But this is, if you hear me, honey, this is what I want to talk about. Ready? If ever a man is pure in heart and says his prayers by night, may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. See, when I met that man, yes, he does. When I met that man, I think I've thanked everybody. I think I have. When I met that man, I was looking for vampires to come on the show, and I thought he was one. But I also wanted to find werewolf stuff, and something very interesting that he was telling me about werewolves the other day. And I said, oh my heck, you've got to come on the show. You've got to do an episode of WZLD radio. And he said, all right. I loved it. Let me see something. Let me see. I have watched some of that stuff. I don't like some of those scary movies. I like all the old ones. Hold on a minute. Oh, just went to the mailbox, and guess what I have? Lord Gregor's book. Oh, let me know how you like it. Some people are telling me they can't put it down. When you get my book, wait and see. Now, if I have opened Unlimited for the signed versions, because we're getting about ready to release those. So if you still want those, jump in, because I'm buying them in lots, and I don't want to, you see this, I don't want to be a big library and have extra books. I'm going to tell you, I apologize, it has taken me a little while to finish it. And the reason, pardon me, the reason that it's taken me a minute And I'm wrapping it up now. I should be done. The reason is because it's bringing up a lot of this emotion about missing people. And there's one paranormal story in there that you're going to scratch your head. You're just going to scratch your head. So, but yeah, I've learned a lot from his book, and I'm annotating it now. Even though I helped edit it, he wrote the majority of it. I don't take that stuff. But okay, give me a second, my darlings. Let me see. What a burger. Double cheeseburger, mayonnaise and mustard only, large fry and ranch. Let me order this before my son's belly starts hitting his backbone. Please talk amongst yourselves. And then I'm going to go through your beautiful gifts, because I certainly cannot I am so full from even earlier. Let me see. I got to make sure I get this right, because sometimes I get it wrong and then I get in trouble. Burger, double cheeseburger, mayo and mustard only. I'll be there. Give me a second, my darlings. I got to feed my man. In 1814, I took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. We fired our gun. Oh, I better be careful. Mustard and mayo. I think he's got everything. Do I want a pie? Maybe. I don't need nothing else. Let me see if that's right. Lower my glasses here. Oh, I better get some ranch. I forgot the ranch. Holy moly. At Whataburger, you have to order the ranch separately, and they charge you for it, which you're not charging enough for everything else. Give me a second, my darlings. I'm so sorry. I hear that fireplace going. I can't wait till I have a real fireplace, and then we're going to sit in front of the fireplace and we're going to have some real stories. Daggone, where is that ranch? I feel like, you ever get on these things and you just feel like you're scanning the continent? Why can't they just flip and make it easy? Okay, I want a burger. I want whatever. Okay, and I want whatever. But no, they have to have all these choices, all these things. Where? Oh, where? Well, pardon me. I know you guys are saying, Zelda, I can't stand you anymore, because you just, I don't blame you. Oh, there it is. Hello. All right. Here we go. Here we go. He better go to the door too. All right. There we are. Okay. I'm back. Gosh, I've missed you guys. Okay. So, but you know what? Do you remember? I was telling him today, do you remember the good old days when you go to Taco Bell? I want an enchilada and I want a taco. It's that easy. But now it's like, okay, I want all these things. I don't like to eat that stuff anyway because I get hung up. All right. What about having a contest for your best fans and see maybe one of them can go with you, haunted place that you want to go visit later today? Well, what about the cost? And thank you, my darling. You're going to love it. Now listen, for all of you, you may not know this, but Help, I'm Haunted. I have a game book. It is out. It is an ebook. You can download it to your computer or your iPad or even your phone. And there's all kinds of little games and coloring and all kinds of little things in there. And it's based on the Help, I'm Haunted series. I've thought about that, but you know what? There's a lot of liability. What if somebody got hurt? What if somebody fell down the steps? Who's going to pay for all that? So, yeah. Well, so yeah, the greens are held. So, okay. So anyway, right about the lettuce. So anyway, my darlings, I wanted to tell you about that because there seems to be this onslaught of mimics that are coming up again. And I want y'all to be careful. And I also want you to know this. The reason why it seems like I jump around a lot, because I'm not talking one-on-one to you. We have how many people in the chat? And, you know, sometimes Ian needs me. Definitely, I'm going to be doing that. I'm responding to a lot of the members in the chat. That's why. That's why. Rita says, I remember in the 80s when the first Taco Bell opened in my hometown in Mississippi. The food was so fresh, the produce was awesome. Not anymore, right? It's like, what happened? Okay, now I've got some awesome things that I need to share with you. That is the jewels, a gold coin. Thank you, my darling Deb. Thank you, thank you. Carrie has been a member for 9 months. Doesn't seem like it. Before you know it, that'll be a year. Thank you. Shadows of Time. Oh, I love that. Laughing Disco. I love it. Thank you. I can't see these in StreamYard, but I know they're very cute. Gold coin. Thank you very much, Carla. Diana, happy poop. I'll take it. I'll tell you what, some of these stories, I felt like pooping. It wasn't so happy. Silver Star, my darling, thank you. And thank you again for the jewels. Thank you for pardon me. And I have an unk alert from Farah. Oh my goodness, look at that little chin. I love it. And another one, bless you. 10 jewels with a floating heart. Thank you. Look at those. I could just squeeze those little fellows. New member, Stephanie. Thank you so much and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Happy poop, coffee lady. Happy poop, coffee lady. Marshmallow, hi. Hi, Marshmallow. Dee, thank you so much for the 350 jewels. Thank you, my darling. Claudia, happy poop. Thank you. Silver Star. Aunt BB, blessing, blessing, blessing. gifted 10 Lady Zelda Kelly memberships. I think we are over 600 members now, my darlings. That's wild to me. And I want to thank you so much. And welcome to each and every one of you who have received your membership. Thank you. Aunt BB, Sarah suggested we may best of Thursday stories. Best of the best. Maybe we could vote on it and probably be more than one night in the near future. Well, remember the last season, what I did? I took probably 2 or 3 of them and put them together in like a marathon. And then I put it on there. I think the last time I did that was in May. That was with season 1. And then, because when this season's over, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. This season will be over Halloween. The Halloween, it will be over, and then we'll prepare for season 3. So that's a good idea, though. Thank you, my darling. Look there. We've got another silver star from that sweetheart. Looky there. And 2 jewels. Thank you, my darling. Cole, thank you. Look at that, 200 jewels. Thank you, my darling. Grandma Karen, thank you, thank you. Marshmallow High, thank you. Sarah and Schwalk and Horror. Thursday nights with you and the incredible mods and chat are my favorite weekly ritual. Thank you for allowing us to share in some of your experiences. That is so kind. And thank you for being here. Because if it weren't for you guys, I mean, what would I do? Be sitting here talking to myself. My son has heard these stories until the cows come home. And that's why I decided what better place to share. What better place to share. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it more than you know. Deb, thank you so much. Hiding, thank you. Sparkles, thank you. And hi there. Erin, thank you for the jammin'. I love it. Thank you, thank you. Let me go through the chats here real quick. Does someone else need to meet the broom? It's not difficult to follow you, in my opinion. Lady Zelda, would love to know your secrets of how you stay looking so young and beautiful. You should write a health, beauty, and makeup book. I would certainly buy it. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I had a very beautiful mother and grandmother. And when I get to one routine, I stick with it. And I here I go again. I'm just going to tell you, I was using Pond's for years, and it just seemed like it was okay, but I didn't see the results. And ever since I got involved with Avon, I've been using what's called the K Beauty. It's like the Korean stuff. It is not expensive. It's on sale, and there's a certain, you can get even free shipping. That was the game changer. That was the game changer. The Korean beauty stuff is the game changer. Thank you so much. And now I wear nothing but Avon makeup. And that has been a game changer too. Let me show you something. Remember the other night that and this was a fluke. This is an eye pencil. It's called Mother of Pearl, and it's got primer in it. No, sister. No, thank you. It's got primer in it. I needed a concealer. I won't wear this on my eyes. And this is what I've done. I tap it on the other eyes. Now listen, this stuff doesn't move very easily. So what I would do is I would take something, you know, the lip balms like chapstick, all that. Put a little bit on your finger and pat that in. Game changer, because I'm to the point I can't wear concealers anymore. And I don't go through all that, oh, you've got to contour. I didn't contour in 1977, and I ain't going to contour now, 50 years later. So thank you so much. What is the nail glue you use? I've got some right here, and I've been meaning to put on nails. And I got to tell you this, my darlings. I haven't, because I'm typing so much and I'm on my keyboard so much, it racks my nails up and it drives me crazy. But the nail glue that I wear is Glamnetic. I love it. And if you use it, you better be prepared to have your glue, to have your nails on for a minute, because they don't come off. I mean, I've had them on. I've had to take them off after 2.5 weeks. You know, when they start growing out and you really see it. I do need a disco. That's a great idea. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down. But when you get, I mean, I'm going to tell you this. I was crying today over my book because I've just finished a lot of it. And it's like, oh my God, look at all the stuff that I've done. And I've just now written it down. And it's like all the people that I've lost in my life, you know, I mean, life goes on. Okay. Disco ball emoji. What other, think about what other type of emojis. All right. And don't forget, you got to smell good. That's a great idea, Rita. Thank you so much. Poop is back in the chat. Love it. Thank you, Miss Captain Harris. Thank you. Lady Zelda, never feel like you have to apologize or explain to us, dip in and out. I understand how much time and energy, but it does take a lot. It takes a lot, but I'm okay. I'm here for it. I love it. I mean, listen, how blessed am I? That's how I feel. It is a privilege to be on this platform, number one. And I just got monetized. That means I have 3 channels monetized. They've changed the rules in monetization. They've doubled it. I'm going to try to get my other channel, but it's not a priority right now. But how blessed am I? And I get up, I do what I want around the house, say good morning to the kitties. If I want to eat a biscuit. I mean, today, if you would have seen me today, you would have went, Zelda, because I had my hair up and I wasn't paying attention. So when I had it up, I mean, half of it was down, half of it was up. Ian came out and looked at me. I mean, I just put a t-shirt on. I didn't care. I had some patterned pants on that weren't the right colors. And I thought, good Lord in heaven, if anybody would see me. But you know what? That's the privilege, because I was comfortable all day long. I was so comfortable and can sit here and do all this and make you guys happy, because making you happy makes me happy. Because you know what? All these backgrounds, I designed each and every one of them. I designed them, and see how they move. I'm going to see how they are moving and everything. I do that with every channel. I do that, especially Lord Gregor's channel. That's a learning curve for me. It's not that I can't do it, but I'm a perfectionist. And there's some things, you know, whatever. But his storyline's getting really good. Okay. Lady Zelda, Majesty has been so congested. Oh, colicky all day. I'm not sure what you did differently, but the moment you started talking to her, she immediately started, oh, what a little angel. Sending her good vibes. Send vibes across the airways or airlines. I like the jumping around. My attention span is short, so going here and there back. Thank you. I don't really like it, but it's part of the show. 2 hours ago, human was found near I think anti-apartment. I know the Bureau was back in town. I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I'm going to float over and see if I can see anything. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not going to go in. I'm sure there's not a window that I can peek in, but I want to see. And I'm just careful. You know, people are so happy right now. Like on the Nolan I mean, they're just so happy. And I just want to respect everybody's privacy. But I also want to respect that I have an opinion. It may not be everybody's opinion, but it's my opinion. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Okay, I got both phones going. Got Lady Zelda on one and paying bills on the other. Here, I'm going to tell you something. If you want more money to pay bills, don't be upset when you're paying bills. Look at it as a blessing, because there's many who can't, number one, and many who would love to be in your shoes and be paying your bills. That's a high-class problem to have. When you got money, you're going to have to pay bills. So from now on, say, oh man, that's a high class. I whip those bills out. That's a high class problem to have. Amen. Lurking but loving the stream. Thanks, Melissa. How are you, my darling? Thank you, thank you. Do you remember the Jungle Gardenia perfume? It was Elizabeth Taylor's favorite in the 1960s. Oh, yes, I do. And I want you to know, because you've heard me say how much I loved the Elephant Walk collection from Avon that was dedicated to that movie that Elizabeth Taylor had. Do you know how much those? I found some on Etsy and on eBay. $1,500, $2,500. I'm like, well, keep your elephants. I can't believe that. Well, yeah, I can. But wow. I just thought, well, you know, if it's a little bit, I might pick up a piece or two. Oh, I won't be having no pieces or two. She has a beautiful, oh, thank you, my darling Ellen. Thank you, thank you. Yes, have new members. Please tell the hospital morgue story. Is that, Aunt BB, is that the one where I visited the young lady who was the training to be an Emmy, and she was there by herself? Is that the one that was in Tennessee? Is that the one you're talking about? Because we can replay that one of these days. There you go. Look at that hotel. That looks familiar. There you go. 20% nuts. Hey, these nuts. I'm telling you. It's okay. Listen, all I do is laugh. And my son, from the moment he gets, I'm laughing all day long. I don't have time and that is a blessing. It's coming very soon. It is coming very soon. And so in October or November, what will replace? Probably nothing, because I'm probably going to need a break. And especially in November, that's Thanksgiving for us here in the U.S. So, but I can run reruns or something like that, or I can make like a compilation of all of them and show them during, you know, whatever. We can do that too. I almost said a hairy poop. Oh my heck. No. A happy one though. I am the happy mouse, right? Always enjoy your videos. Thank you, my darling, for your generosity. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for putting up the link, my darling. Look at that beautiful lady. Hello. She didn't need Cosmo when she was 17, did she? Mom Bo, look at that. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I love that your profile picture. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Captain Harris. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, my darling. Listen, Captain Harris is the best of the best. She is the best of the best. Patty, even though I don't chat with her as much. I love all of my mods. They are just, it just feels like we're in the groove, doesn't it? It just feels like we're in the groove. I saw Chimmy in here earlier. If you're not following Chimmy, please do. She is a breath of fresh air. I can't wait for you guys to see what I'm doing for Halloween. I use a brush. There you go, my darling. You can do that too. I do. Terry says, thanks for your wonderful support. Let me see here. I'm trying to go, I always try to go through the chats a little quicker. Let me see. It's not something one gets over eventually, but it's often signed. The city council wanted to reopen the summer camps this year. They would have been hit again, so decided not to, thank God. Okay, Karen, yeah. I get it. It's very demanding, ignore her. But also, yes, replay. I love it. Okay, that's the scariest one for me so far. Was that the right one? Or what is it? Aunt Bibi, my darling, was it for this season or was it for last season? Do you remember? And I've told so many. I'm serious, I don't even know. I know, right? You don't want me to teach. Listen, you know what I love? I love the fact that I can see some of you, if not all of you, in some of the other chats that we visit. I just love that. And I want to thank you for that. I'm going to tell you, I believe that we have, thank you, Paige. I believe that we have the best community on the Tubes of You. I really do. Right, Rita? I really do. Okay, one more poop for the road. Oh, what's that song? One for my baby and one poop for the road. Again, I ask, when do you have time to breathe? Well, I love what I'm doing so much. And you know, there may come a day when I can't. And that's why. That's why. Will my book ever be eventually, but not right away. Not right away. Where's Captain Harris? She's like keeping track of my Oh my God. See, we can laugh. That's funny. That's funny. Captain Harris, right? You guys are so funny. There's another happy or hairy poop. I sent you a happy poop, not a hairy one. Thanks. Thanks, my lady. Thank you, my darling. I love it. My phone keeps dinging. My phone keeps dinging. The what a boy goes is almost here. Let me get the boss out here. Okay. Thank you, June, for being here. I love it. Your stream is fantastic. So I'm so glad you do. Your designs are amazing and so intricate. Thank you very much for your, you know, that makes my century. If you would have told me 5 years, if you would have told me 5 years ago, that I would be doing this, I would have went, right. So much has changed in the last, and I'm going to tell you what did it. Now, you know, almost 4 years ago, 4 years ago now, if you're listening, 4 years ago, I was looking for a vampire on the Talkie Tick, and it started. Let me see. I believe it was last ask. She remembers too. Okay, I think there was only one more one. It was in Tennessee. Was it about the young man? Was it about the young man that was on the gurney? Let me know. We'll do it. Thank you, my darling. Thank you so much, my darling. Right, Ruby? Right? Lady Zelda singing about poop. My life is complete. Oh my gosh. One for my baby and one poop for the road. That's going to be my theme song. Their neighbors said that TNA have something on their windows like blackout. I'm sure. Oh, here it is. Somebody's got a flashlight outside my door. What in the absolute heck? Oh, it's a delivery guy. We just don't want problems here. And there's Riley. Riley is like Mrs. Kravitz. Okay, he's gone. Riley's like Mrs. Kravitz. He's getting down, looking under the. I think he's gone now, son. Thank you. I'm crying. I'm laughing. Oh my God, you are so beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. Oh my God, you're so funny. That's so funny. There was a time that I would just sit and we would just make up songs and put different words to them. It was hilarious. You made it look easy, but when you're a natural lady, oh, well, work hard. Thank you so much thank you, my darling dippity doo dah. Thank you. Hopefully that day is a long way off. I think it is. But I'm sure making a lot of content. So if it ever happens, you got about 5 years worth of stuff. You can go back through and then you can start all over again. Thank you so much, my darlings. You know, my idea is keep the drama away. We have enough of that. I mean, think about it. We're watching court cases. We have Life is Lifing. And you want to have a play. I mean, sure, I tell scary stories, but hello. I mean, who wouldn't want to get caught in a grocery store, right? Lady Z, do you ever read chats after live is over? If so, I've seen you guys. I do read them. I do, and even Captain Jerry will. Even Captain Jerry will tell me, "Oh my gosh, this was so funny," or "That's so funny." That's so hard. Oh, right? Welcome to the Happy Poop Club, right? Or the Hairy Poop Club. For $250, you got $20. $250. I pray that negative away from you. For $250, I make your poop not hairy anymore. See, I even cracked myself up. Good night, people. Thank you. Hi, Creative. Thank you. Bless you, my darling. Thanks for being here. Just love your channel. When I miss it, I just replay it back. Well, thank you for doing that. Oh, I love that. Stained glass. Thank you. I love that. Thank you. I didn't catch all of it, but this was scary. Some of it is. When you kind of leave it. I have to feed the boys. Freddie, Mercury, Fritzy, and Brody. Can't ignore them. Oh, well, give them big hugs for us. Thank you. Hi there, my darling. Leah, thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings to you. The young girl who worked in the morgue, you sat with her and what she... Okay, that's it. I know which one you mean. Yeah, we'll replay. We'll tell that again. They're afraid of the skinwalkers. Yeah, I am afraid of skinwalkers. Love Riley, Mrs. Kravitz. He was down because I've got a table here, and all of them would lay on the windowsill to look out. Well, you know, when they get to sleeping really hard, they'll roll and then they would hit the floor. And I hated that. So I pushed my table up so that if they roll over, they'll, you know, it's almost even with the windowsill, they'll roll over. Well, Riley lays on there. If he push, one of these days he'll push my printer up, and I hope not, but he was pushing my printer because I've got my Mac laptop there. There's another keyboard, so they lay around it, right? I mean, they just do what they want to do because they own this place and I pay them rent. And so he was laying there, and you should have seen him. He got way down because I've got the blinds pulled, except for like this much, so I can see if there's, you know, it was funny. What was the ring you were wearing the other night? Looked antique. Can't find it. Okay, that comes out with the next brochure. When the brochure 18 comes out, that one will be out. It's called the Kensington Vintage Ring. And this is it right here. I'm going to show you. That's it. And it's got a little cubic in the middle. Tra-la. My mom had this ring way, way back in the day. And when I saw it, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've got to get that ring. Now, I was able to get it because, you know, they come out early with those things and whatever. But they have a stick pin. I'm going to get the stick pin too. We're having a ton of fun tonight. Well, you know what? Over the last couple of days, if you've been watching Lindsay Clancy, we need to have fun. We need to have fun. For $250, I give you the bag of right? Chimmy is amazing. I subscribe to her channel. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. All of the channels that I have are in the description, including Mrs. Marie. She's got some really, really cute content and some great content that's coming out for Halloween. So it's going to be fantastico. I love it. So, and you know what? It's all free. You don't have to do anything. Just subscribe. Just watch. I mean, I'm amazed. Lord Gregor's amazed. He's like, when I first told him what I wanted to do, he's like, nobody's going to watch the Zelda. Valiana does that furrowed brow, very serious. Valiana, no one will watch this. Watch and see. Watch and see. Okay, that did it for me. Right? You listen, you guys are funny. I'm seeing what's going on here. I'm seeing what's going on. Let me scroll on down here. I love it. Lady Zelda, I purchased the rice water spray today. Oh, bless you, my darling. Thank you. I love your nails. Well, they're okay. They're just painted like a pink. Till I get back into the groove. Till Zelda gets her groove back. When is Whataburger being delivered? It was already. He's been through here, went to the door. That's when Riley was being Mrs. Kravitz, and he's on his way. That ring is beautiful. It is beautiful. I remember when my mom used to wear it, and I was like, I'm jonesing for that ring. Let me see. Are that in stick pen just called vintage? It is called the Kensington, but it's in the 17 brochure just came out, and I'm just going to tell you this. The sales. They've got beautiful clothes, and I want you to know this. Mrs. Marie got some face wash that was K-Beauty, and she said, oh my gosh, I did not know it was such a big bottle. You're not going to get these little skinny little things. I'm impressed, and it takes a lot to impress. But see, I used to work for these high-end brands. Lancome, Clinique, Bare Minerals. The markup is exhausting for those things. I don't even, no. I wore Wet and Wild for a long time. And then I decided, because there's things in Avon, I thought I'm just going to become an Avon ambassador so I can, listen, I'm my own best client. I was buying it for myself. And then I thought, well, you know what? Thank you, my darling, for being here, and say hello to Marvel for me. And then all of a sudden, you guys, I'm not kidding. And I'm amazed. It's amazed. But listen, I'm on these beautiful scents right now because they're on sale and they smell so dang good. They smell high end. But and listen, I like to wear perfume every day. But if I used to wear Liz Claiborne. Oh my gosh, I loved Liz Claiborne. Beautiful. All the Lancome, all of them, Chanel, Mademoiselle, all those. And thank you, my darling. Jungle Gardenia. Oh gosh, I remember that. I do. And but you know, I don't like to wear those scents when I'm just working around home. I want something a little fresher and lighter. Oh, this does it. When I put this on today, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I love this. Now, this is glass. If you get this, you got to be careful. This is part of the Vanilla Rose collection. That's the box. This is glass. Be careful. And it comes with a little lid like that. But listen, it smells. Where is the thing? Hello. Eyes. All right. And it smells. See, it's just a little mist. You can see it. Oh my heck, it smells so good. One little spritz and you're good. And it's not expensive. It is not expensive. I love it. This one is a hair and body mist. It's like honeysuckle and vanilla. Oh my heck, I spray them all on. I do. Getting ready to order one of yours. Thank you. I'm going to be coming out with new merch for the fall. And for Lord Gregor, I'm trying to find some aprons so I can make those for when the cookbook comes out. But you can see I've got a gray one, and then this is the black one. This is embroidered. I've had these sweaters. I mean, I've washed them several times. They do not lose their shape. They are very, very good. It's not a sweater. It's a cardigan. And I love them. I love the sweatshirts, but I have to cut them right here because I can't stand that feeling like I'm scrunched up around my neck. I can't stand that. Yes, it is, Dragonfly. It certainly is. Thank you for reminding everyone. Would I consider making a calendar? If I had the ability to have a calendar, yeah. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? My mom also had that ring. Oh, I remember the day she got her order and everything. Now I'm showing my age. Ha! Well, honey, I'm right there. I'm right there. I'm right there. Thanks to Lady Zelda, our mods are the best. This was not haunted. You know what? I'm glad that I could share these things. But I'm also glad that you all were having such a good time. That's important to me. It is very important. Sarah Schockenhorner, ladies, tells us each week about haunted story. We all should send her an email with our most embarrassing moments. She can read too. Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny. That's great. Love all your scary stories. Thank you for the good laughs. I'll tell you one of the things that was hard for my book, it's probably going to have at least 10 to 12 chapters, was deciding which stories I was going to tell you. Each story is a chapter, and it starts out when I was 15. And it goes from when I was 15, and then it goes to when I was 17. And then from there, it progresses in my life. And I not only share a little bit about my family, but what's going on, but I share what I learned through the process and how I learned it and how instrumental my grandparents were. But then there was the game changer in Palm Coast, Florida. Hold on. Mrs. Kravitz is looking at something. What's going on, buddy? So that was the game changer. If you get the book, chapter 4 is my favorite so far, but chapter 7 is a close second. So you're going to like that. You're going to like it. Like night we flew right off the rails, but it was so fun. We did, but you know what? That's okay. It's your stream too. Ladies, you have the patience of a saint with a, you know what? Listen, I want you to be here and have a good time. I want you to have a good time. That's what it's all about. Having a blast here as always. Thank you. You guys are always so generous for me too. Let me see if there's more gifts. I think there are. I don't want to forget anybody. There are. Look, 10 little happy popes. Or maybe I need to be careful because I don't want anybody. I don't want to get, I don't want to get there we have another happy one. I love this. So funny. Another one. Thank you. I love the happy popes. Thank you. Thank you. Thumbs up. Coffee lady. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. We couldn't do it without you, Zell. Well, you know what? I'm glad to hear that. I want to thank each and every one of you for the gifts too. You guys are awesome sending me those. Zelda the Poopinators, right? Hairy bums, happy poops, sad bums. You guys, do you think she would have the patience if we were all in person? Kids now, so probably I would be joining in with you a lot more. Probably, it most likely would go off the rails. I can tell you that. Most likely. Most likely. My darlings, it is about that time. 3 hours and 40 minutes, and it felt like nothing. I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for supporting me, Lord Gregor, my family, my furry babies, the channels, each one of you. I had to wait to post some more things because, it takes the tubes of you about 48 to 72 hours to get everything with that still case. And now I think I'm fully up and running on that one. And now, boom, we're going to start again with the reenactments. And I'm going to see you Saturday night at 7 p.m. I'm going to, when I say fly over TNA, just think of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's what it really kind of feels like. And I'm going to be I'm going to try to see things. I'm just going to try to see. I may not be able to. Sometimes I can see, sometimes I can't, but I'm going to do the best I can. Thanks so much, Lady Z, mods, and chat. You are all beautiful and amazing. And yes, thank you, thank you. You guys are wonderful. Get your brooms out. It's almost it's almost the burr months. The burr months, because you know what? I've always told everybody, I look cuter in the fall. Do you feel like that? I do. I look cuter in the fall. It's because I like it that much more. I'm hoping, I don't think I'm going to be able to get moved before Halloween, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, I love that. I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking I might be able to get moved before Thanksgiving. That would be awesome. And I want to thank True Oracle. Guess who that is? Petey Pink Nose coming in. I want to thank True Oracle for being here. Got my back collaborating. I love it. I want to thank you for being here. I also want to thank my beautiful mods. I don't want to ever forget you. Captain Jerry, Patty, Terry, you guys, listen, I could not do this. Sometimes Detective 1111 is in here, and I want to thank her if she's watching. But I just want to thank you all so much. You guys are so wonderful. I love it. Look at this man. don't be talking to any mimics. Don't be harassing anybody. And oh, hold on a minute. I just saw breaking news about, is it Nancy Guthrie? Night protest about the sheriff. Well, I don't know. Detective Petey Pinknose. It depends on what role he plays. It could be Paranormal Petey or Petey Pinknose. I call him Petey because when he was born, one of these days I'll show you his baby picture. You will melt. Little pink mouth, little pink nose, and this big circle, and I named him Petey for the Petey from the Little Rascals. Thank you. You want to dance going out? That might be fun. We can dance going out. Let's dance going out. And then I want to share this. Get your little thinking caps on, because one of these nights in October, we're going to play some games. We're going to do some things. And we're going to have another trivia night for Dark Shadows. That was so fun when we had that. Okay, so we will have another trivia night for that. How about we dance? Let's dance one more time, and then we're going to say goodbye. How about that? Let me get the music. Now I've got a little bit more music now. And this is a little longer, but that's okay. It's different. Adjust your volume, please. Are you ready? I am. Let's go. My darlings, get ready for the outro. You know I love you. I'll see you Saturday night for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Get ready. I can't wait to do that. I'm so thankful that you're here. Be well. Don't answer any mimics. I'll see you again soon. Thanks again, my darlings. Hang out for the outros, and then you can say goodbye with little Sammy. Bye for now. And so, the lantern fades, but the shadows remain. This story may end here, or perhaps it's only just begun. See you soon.